Hello, everybody, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for our October Extra Life Charity Streamathon. We are here for 12 hours of non-stop tabletop gaming to support the Extra Life Charity. Currently, as a channel, I think we're about $6,700 raised. As an entire team, we're just shy of 8,000, and my extended goal is to hit 10 grand by the end of this year, thanks to you wonderful people here. We have a lot of people on the team. If you guys want to join the team, there's ways you can do that. If not, you guys can just donate here and hang out with us and play some games. Also, unique for the October stream, well, first of all, we're doing all spooky games, so that's going to be cool. But second of all, this game is sponsored by Mage Hand Press. So if we hit that $250 goal for today, everyone who donates will be getting a copy of the 4 spookiest Mage Hand Press PDFs that they have released. So definitely stay tuned for that. I will be contacting everybody that I see donate and getting that out there to you guys. And with that, let's jump in to our introductions here. We will start with a return to the show, often here, almost every stream, I think. Maddie, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today? Hold on. Hold on. Damn it. It's happened again.
Oh no.
Headset. Go. Try that again. Maddie, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
Hello. Say that all again. I'm Mad Fishmonger. You can find me online at Mad Fishmonger on pretty much everything. On the Twitters and whatnot. I have been on almost all of the charity streams. If I'm not on it, I'm hanging around because I was sick a lot as a kid, so it means a lot to me to get donate to this charity. So yeah, I'm playing Hyacinth, who is a spooky weird kid. I know it's very off-brand for me, but she collects bugs. Bugs are kind of her favorite thing. So she doesn't really have a lot of friends.
That's fair. That's fair. Let's jump over to another returning member of the channel. Ozzy, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
Hello, happy to be back and really excited about this. I'm Ozzy. I'm current on the social media things, and I will be playing Hank Newton, who is the geek of the group. Think Corey Feldman in his film in the 80s Goonies films and that sort of thing. That sort of character. He knows about history, and he can be found mostly on in the library or on the playing field. And yeah.
Perfect. Let's jump over to a new face. Addisor, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
I'm Gina Desir, or Addisor. It's a bit of name, so it doesn't matter. I am playing Samus Quingarden, a name that I definitely remember every time I try to say it. They are a scrappy kid, one of 5 or 7 in the middle. They got a lot of siblings. It's indeterminate, different parents. And you can find me at Dazer on Twitter, Posh Panda on Twitch, and basically you can link to my Twitter to find me anywhere else.
Perfect. Another new member of the stream today, Silent Adel. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
Hello. I am Silent Adel everywhere on the internet because I'm consistent. And I try to be funny on Twitter, and sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. Today, I'll be playing Jay, no surname given, because he's a conspiracy theorist and he doesn't like people knowing too much about him. And he carries a roll of tinfoil with him at all times in case he needs to make a hat.
I was not ready for that, and I'm super excited about it. Perfect. Last but not least, our GM of the day, or of this stream at least. Kelts, who are you? Where can we find you? And tell us a little bit about Triple Dog Dare You.
My name is Sean. I go by the Celts on the Twitters. I do a little bit of miniatures painting. I'm lurking in pretty much every stream that goes on. I work from home, so I have a lot of time to watch streams like all day, and I don't do anything else. So I am stepping up. This is actually the first time I've ever GM'd anything on stream. It's only the second time that I've GM'd anything, period. So you're all in for a really fun ride. Triple Dog Dare You. This is a game set in the Kids on Bikes system. It's going to be very narrative heavy, rules light. Basically, this is a small town, and wherever you decide to put it, USA. Everyone kind of knows everybody, and of course, there's that one house in towns like that that everyone's scared of. So we're going to go check it out and see what all the hubbub's about.
Hell yeah. Cool. So before we jump into this thing, guys, I will remind you this is a charity stream. So if you check the donation section down below, you can donate for all kinds of things that we will translate into applicable roles for this game, as they are kind of D&D centric. But that's fine. So the donations can go for, nat 1s, nat 20s, NPCs, all kinds of things, iconic items. We'll throw that at Celts, and he'll throw it back at us. And every single one of them goes towards helping us hit that goal and towards helping you guys get your hands on those spooky Mage Hand Press PDFs. And with that, Sean, take us away.
Okay. So I wrote a little kind of scene setter here. So as I mentioned, this is going to take place in a small town, anywhere your imagination wants to take it. We're going to call the town Tall Oaks, USA. Tall Oaks is a very quiet town. Strangers are friends, friends are family, and family are everything. That means the most. This kind of atmosphere and this kind of mindset's what really kind of made the events that took place really disturbing. Started in 1984, local couple, high school couple. It was Jeremy Bristol and his steady date, Kate Blanche. They went for a walk down to the creek. They disappeared. No trace, no bodies. Nothing really to be found of them at all. They just vanished. Poof. Once that happened, it kind of shook everybody. More disappearances and more disappearances, becoming more and more frequent. The only reoccurring MO was that it was kids, so no adults. So that brings us to where we are today. There's many rumors floating around town, if they were to be believed. If you were to step into the spook house on Legend, you would find either the missing kids, parts of them, or at least an answer as to what happened. So that's where we set off. We're going to be starting, as the group has been dared more or less to go in and adventure into this house. We're going to be taking the story right to the front porch, where the five of you have come together to kind of collect your thoughts and wits and make sure you actually want to go inside. So that's where we're going to kick things off. We're on the porch. This is a rickety wooden front porch with rickety wooden front door. The front of the house is, your typical just run down, disgusting house. Think if we were going to assign this to like a movie, it would be like the house from It. Windows are boarded up inside and out. Everything's kind of falling apart. The front yard's in disarray. And that's where we find the five of you have snuck away from your homes for the evening to put a good investigation into this house.
So before we go into anything crazy, Jesus. Al, thank you for that donation. And Mercer, thank you for that donation. We hit the goal. So we hit the goal and we blew the goal out of the water. So now, for the next 12 hours, anyone that donates even $1 gets the Mage Hand Press for spookiest PDFs. Sure. So Al says he's going to create an NPC of Al in all of the games. Okay, perfect. And Mercer says, let's give every player 5 crit fails, except for the GM. He has 5 crit successes. And I think he means that for every game. So that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun for me. So yeah, that's Gold Crush.
Awesome.
Over $300 already.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So
I know it was my sultry voice.
it was. That's exactly what it is.
Into existence.
That's exactly what it was. So thank you guys. Guys, get some hype in the chat. If you're a sub, get those hands raised in the air. And yeah, so we're on the porch. I gotta
So we're on the
recompose
porch. Again, this is going to be the spot where you're going to want to back out and go home if you really, really want to. Otherwise, we need to figure out what we're doing. Are we going to go inside?
Okay.
All those crit fails.
Sneak around
Go
the
home, I'll
outside.
die.
I'm really excited about those crit fails. So Edgar Wright is standing on the bottom step, his hand on the wooden banister. He is wearing like an olive drab, like army like trench coat that sweeps the ground because he's rather short. He's wearing baggy jeans and a hand-me-down Slayer t-shirt. And he has a backpack that is tattered, has several holes, and the holes are patched over with safety-pinned band logos, because he can't iron. Let's be serious here. And he has greasy hair and glasses that look like they've been broken at least once or twice. And he kind of looks up to everyone and says, so we're really going in there, huh?
Yeah, this is it. Hank is quite short, quite lanky, wearing a really washed out t-shirt. You can't really read what's on it anymore. And blue jeans that have seen better days. They all quite manky sneakers. Backpack over his shoulder. Again, thick horn-rimmed glasses that have been fixed with tape around the bridge. Takes a flashlight out of his back and well, look, if the rumors are true.
How'd you
To
get a
find them.
flashlight? How do you? There's so many batteries it takes.
My dad collected these things. Here I am.
Wearing overalls that have been folded up because they're much too big for them. A dark blue Care Bear shirt underneath it, but over that an old military jacket with just so many pockets full of snacks and detritus. They are typical latchkey kid, freckles, hair out, some kind of hat. May not have started in that shape. But yeah, like little backpack. They're ready. Or whatever.
I think, Hyacinth already has her nose, like she's already trying to pry some of the boards off the window. She is, she's a little bit of a chubby kid, but she's got hair that she's dyed with like cheap black corner, like pharmacy dye, store-bought dye, and black nails that are always ruined from her digging and everything. And she wears her brother's old shirts. Today, of course, it's the Return of the Jedi shirt. And she has her dad's old 70s leather jacket, which is also far too big for her, but she doesn't care anyway.
Nice. So funny you say you were prying at one of the boards. This house is, like I mentioned, it's in complete disrepair. So it's not going to take much for those boards to come loose. Just to get the first roll out of the way, why don't you roll for me a brawn? And the way Kids on Bikes works is we basically have 6 stats. We've got fight, flight, brawn, brain, grit, and charisma. It's not charisma, it's something else.
Charm.
Very, very excellent. Charm. There we go. So each of those stats is going to be assigned one of the polyetherial die. So either a D4 through a D20. We don't use the percentile, but each stat has a die assigned to it. So we're going to be asking Hyacinth to roll for a brawn check.
So to make things interesting, Sean, the players can choose to use their nat ones, or you can call on one.
Okay.
Since we have so many.
Right. Is that per game, or is that going to be spread out across the marathon?
Man, it might be per game. Hold on, let me double check. I'm
Because
pretty
in a
sure.
rickety house, we can use those crit fails, no problem.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be
I
per.
just don't want to use them all up.
No, I think it's gonna be per game. So go nuts.
Okay.
Is that
All
5
right.
per person?
Yeah.
Oh
Sure.
my
Yep.
lord.
Every player has 5 crit fails, and the DM gets 5 successes.
Okay.
Oh, he
so
said just this game. So go nuts.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna use my brawn, which is a D10.
Okay. And it's a very low difficulty. We just need you to roll higher than like I don't know, like a
Nice.
4.
I rolled a 9.
Okay, yeah. So now this board, was this on the door? Because parts of the door are boarded up. Was it on the door or the windows?
I was trying. Probably she'd go for the window because it's cooler to go in through the window.
Yeah. So you rip that seemingly completely unintentional as you grab to peer into the window. That board just kind of comes right free in your hand. You kind of, the release of it kind of gets you to step back a little bit,
Easy there.
like you didn't mean
And then
to do it,
And then I act like I did it on purpose.
Of course. Yeah,
And then
and everybody's extremely impressed. They just look at you in
I'm so
awe.
impressed.
So you now have a easier accessible way to enter the house if you chose to go through the window.
Is there still glass in the window?
There is, yes.
I'm gonna try and get it open more so that I can see if I can actually open it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
so-
help.
Okay. So that's going to do another brawn check. This one's same deal. It's disrepair. The windows aren't locked. That's why
Yes.
the boards are there. So anything over a 4,
I rolled a 10.
which is plenty. So yeah, you're able to
The 5
get
from
the
me.
window pried open and slid straight up to where now you're looking right into the dark, shadowy inside of the house.
Wow, you guys are really doing it, huh?
Oh,
Okay, I guess after you, and he points to the window to whoever wants to be the bravest and jump in first.
I'm alright. I'll climb in.
Oh, she went right for it. Okay.
I'll hold the window open just in case, because it's now old and rickety. It might actually not hold up.
I guess I'll go with next. And he kind of lifts himself up, but his coat gets stuck on one of the nails from the board, and he rips it as he kind of tumbles in and ungracefully lands in there, and does not look like he did it on purpose at all. And then stands up and says, "Okay." Whew.
I scramble in behind you and I do a bit of a tumble and I stand up and I have a sewing kit. I can fix that later if you need it, but probably not now.
Where did you get that? It's fine. It's fine. So what if we? Oh, I should probably move. And he moves out of the way of the window. What if we just stay right here? We spend the night right here. That way, if anything comes out, we have an exit.
We can push out the window.
Yeah, I agree.
Jay, want to go in after, or you want to bring them to the rear?
Jay's gonna poke his head through and we can't just stay here. There's an entire house to explore and there's nothing here, man. There's no ghosts. There's nothing. You're gonna see. You've got to see for yourself.
Listen.
Exactly. So up.
They just said you had to spend the night in the house, and that's it.
Wait,
What was the point of being in the house if we're not going to look around?
We need to look around just in case now anything. It's the old and rickety house now. It might fall down or whatnot.
So while all this
pick a
conversation
place that's the safest to.
you all hear, even the couple of you that haven't made it inside yet, from the upstairs, a huge bang, like something just fell flat on its back. A huge
Ghost!
boom.
That's the sound of a ghost.
They
What's
know
that?
we're here.
Is there anything moving upstairs, or was it just a bang?
Just a boom.
Just a boom.
I have Hyacinth has a whole bunch of necklaces she's just wearing like layers and layers and layers of them, and digs around and kind of pulls a few of them out, and she got like crystals and pentacles and like a whole bunch of different symbols that are spiritual, and she's starts waving the crystal around. We have to cleanse this place and put them to rest.
Who to rest?
We
The
have,
ghosts,
we have to?
obviously.
Who said we had to?
Witches.
Come on, there are no ghosts. There's someone hiding in here, I think.
That's even less of a reason to be here. Who hides in an old abandoned house? Like a hobo? I don't want to deal with that.
We're hiding?
No, we're not. We got dared to be here. This is like an awful prank.
Look, exactly. We're here to find out what's going on.
I don't remember that being part of the dare.
Well, we all agreed
That's
to it
why I'm
too much ago.
here. I've been wanting to do this for ages.
Fine. Okay, well, I'm the first one out. Whatever.
Come on, Eddie. What are you, chicken?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you
It's a
think we're
house.
gonna let
Would be a
anything
good
happen to
time.
you?
Literally a house full of ghosts.
This
the
would
first
be a
one
good
out.
time to ask for a grit check from all 5 of you.
Perfect.
You're trying to keep yourselves cool and collected in with all this going on. So we're gonna find out if any of you are gonna possibly try to bolt. Ooh.
Dear God.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
So it wasn't terribly high. It was a difficulty of 2. A
You
couple
turn around,
of you
Samus is out the
missed
window.
that a little bit. Parts of the rules in this game also is if you have a situation that's a snap decision where if something's chasing and you have to quickly make the decision, then that's just going to be a roll. But it's something like this where it's more of like a collaborative reassuring each other. You can work together a little bit. So let's see, it looks like 2 of you, Samus, you are ready to just jump back out the window. Hyacinth, are you even? Yeah, you were the first one inside. So both of you are at the window ready to just take off. And I think, Jay, are you still outside? Or
Jay's pulled himself into the building by this point.
Okay, so Hank, you're the one remaining outside.
Yeah, well, I was holding the window open, so.
Okay. So Hyacinth and Samus are going to be trying to come through the window back outside, and you're going to be the one that's going to want to have to kind of talk them back in.
What's going on? Come on!
I'll come out and I'll hold
It was-
the window
it
for
was
you,
just-
and then
It was just a crash.
can
Nothing.
come. Yeah, and then we'll just wait till you're in, and then me and Hyacinth can look around outside.
Hey,
Yeah.
Meet us around the back.
Yeah, outside.
Yes.
Let's look outside. Okay.
Yes.
Outside.
Yeah,
What?
teamwork.
What is it,
You
Scooby Doo?
guys, you guys do know that if there is a ghost, splitting up is going to be the worst thing you can do.
Thank you.
Oh,
Strength in numbers.
no, you're right. You're right. Okay, so
Plus, Velma and Daphne never go alone. And he points to the 2 of you.
The only one not wearing glasses.
Ghosts can't hurt you. Even if there is a ghost, it can't hurt you because they're immaterial.
Yeah, but whatever made
Never
that
seen
bang
it coming.
noise was definitely a ghost, and that knocked over something physical, and that means they can hurt us, or throw things at us, or knock us down, or
well,
drop a
it depends on
bookshelf on
what
us.
kind
It was
of ghost.
probably a raccoon or a badger or something.
Have you ever seen a badger? That's almost as
It was
bad as a
squirrel,
ghost.
Come on.
It depends on what kind of ghost it is. We have to find out what kind of ghost it is. Different kinds of ghosts have different powers.
I don't even care.
I was just thinking about all the animals that could have died in here, all the different kind of animal ghosts they could see, and they climb back in the window.
Perfect.
I say we all
I'll
stay
eventually
together.
climb back in.
So everyone's inside the house now. So once you get inside, the window doesn't slam shut, but it starts to kind of slide closed. And the first thing you're going to notice is just immense darkness. It's night out, and
Flashlight
there's
on.
no lights in here. So yeah, Hank, go ahead and bust out your flashlight. And what you're going to notice when you start looking around is you entered a window just to the side of the main door. and you're kind of in like a little mud room almost, you know, a little entryway. Beyond the mud room, there's a large open living room. 2 doors on the right-hand side, a single door on the left. There's going to be a small couches situated in kind of a U-shaped around a TV in the very middle of the room. Everything's dusty, but it's not in complete disrepair like the outside of the house. Like, it's not what you were expecting. It's not just this completely run down. I mean, it's almost livable. In the far left corner, there's a fireplace with a mantle. On the opposite corner, there's going to be like a little writing desk with some papers stacked and kind of falling around on top.
I will immediately go to the writing
Someone
desk.
living here? It looks like it.
I fell onto the writing desk.
Is there a lot of dust everywhere?
Yeah, it's cobwebs and dust.
Right.
But it's not just, you know, looking at the outside of it, you probably entered expecting just to see garbage, you know, things for the bonfire, but it's not that way. It almost looks.
So it looks like someone just left like a couple of decades ago.
I wouldn't say just left, but
No. Someone left without leaving everything
Right.
behind 10 years ago or 2 decades ago.
Correct.
Yeah.
And Hyacinth, you said you were going to check out the writing desk.
Yeah, as
So
soon as I see paper.
What you find when you go to the writing desk is it's actually, you know, a lot of kind of weird notes that don't really make any sense. It talks about, you know, favorite colors, talks about favorite foods, but not really answering any of them, just kind of ramblings about somebody's favorite things. There's also stacks of photographs. They look like family pictures, but they're all different families. Some of them, you'll notice, have all members of the family's faces except one child scratched out. So some of the photographs just look like regular family photos, and then you come across a few where, you know, all but one kid have their faces just like scratched out, you know, and it's a little disturbing.
The families we recognize.
You find there.
Missing kids.
Not on the desk, no.
How old are the photos?
Difficult to say, but they're within your era. So, I mean, looking at them, they're not like you look at them and automatically are able to discern that there's some old-timey photos.
So the color?
They're fairly modern, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But so what's the setting of the photos? Like outside, somewhere in front
Some
of
of them almost look like portraits, you know, like they went to a photography studio to have them done. And then others are just kind of like, and this is kind of what puts the unsettling nature of the photos is some of them look like they're taken from afar, you know, like with like a telescoping lens. A couple of like, you know, families at a picnic, you know, families at like a barbecue, stuff like that, where they don't look like they necessarily knew they were being photographed.
What Hank's been doing in the run-up to this was that he went through the newspaper archives on anything he could find relating to the house. Is there maybe a photo he might recognize or remember?
Why don't you roll me a brains?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to set the difficulty at a 2 because you have done a lot of research and spent a lot of time in the library.
This is my strong stat. I roll a 1d20 plus 1. Whoops. Sorry. If I could type. We go 21. Not 20.
So yeah, absolutely. As you guys are going through the photographs, one of them really pops out at you because it's linked to a story that was especially kind of you were drawn to it more. That was for Justin Bradley. You recognize the child. Now this is one of the photos that the rest of the family's faces are scratched out. Justin Bradley was left in a vehicle while his mother ran into the grocery store to get some whatever she was running in for. She was only in there for a few minutes. When she came back out, he was gone. Same
So
thing.
he's one of the missing kids.
Right. He's one of the missing kids. So you recognize that as one of the missing kids.
And when was that? Do you remember that?
What was
when
that?
He disappeared? What year or how long ago was that?
That was only a few months ago from today. So it was 1988, probably, I don't know, it was near the end of the summer, so August, late July.
Hey, look, this is one of the kids who disappeared a couple of months ago.
Wait, what? This kid?
Pointed that particular photo.
And she's like, she pulls out her a crystal and she's like looking around and she's just like, is that your spirit? What was his name?
Justin Bradley.
Justin, can you hear us? Come to the light.
Are you?
I can't do this.
Are you?
I'm sorry.
Are you trying to
What
bring
are
a
you doing?
ghost here? We're trying to avoid ghosts.
What? No, we're not. We're trying to find ghosts and stop them. Rescue my brother.
I keep telling you guys, there are no ghosts. Justin's not dead. Who keeps immaculate records, including photographs? The government. That's why all these pictures are here, man.
As soon as Jay says that,
Get the
the window you guys entered through slammed shut. Boom! Like very forcefully. Just
See? There's the house agreeing with me.
I'm going to skip back to the window and have a look around if I can find something to prop it up with.
okay. Let's do. Let me have you roll another brains check, and it's going to be another lower difficulty because there's plenty of things right there, like walking sticks, stuff like that. So we're going to set it at a 2.
Okay. That's another 20.
Did you roll another nat 20?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
But I'm probably going to have used up all my luck.
you found what is essentially one of those collapsible walking sticks that people can kind of put in their arm bags or handbags or what have you. And it's just the right size. Like you're looking at the window pane and it's just the right size. So once you get the window open and prop the cane there, it's going to be perfect.
Okay. So I managed to, it was just fallen shut. It didn't actually lock or anything. The
So
window.
you want to open the window?
Yeah, I'll open the window and...
So roll me a brawn. And for reasons unknown, the difficulty on this is a 12.
I can't possibly make that because I'm rolling a d6.
You can, but you didn't. And that brings up a key point with rules. So again, sorry guys, I'm new to the system. I'm new to GMing. One of the things in Kids on Bikes is there's exploding dice rolls. So if I set a difficulty that you don't have a die that can make it, you can still make that roll. So if you roll a d6 and you hit a 6, that explodes, you roll it again. That will continue until you either meet or exceed the difficulty rating or roll something other than the max value for the die roll. So at a 2, though, you go to lift that window, Hank, and it's just like it's been screwed. Like you can't get it open.
Hey, Edgar, give me a hand.
Why?
I just want to make sure the window stays open so we can jump out easily.
Just break it.
No, that'll be shards everywhere. That's not good.
Fine. And he runs over to help.
Okay.
Actually, is there... So, how... You said that the main area looks like livable, right? So there's no, like, broken furniture and piece of stuff over anywhere. Is there, like, a book that I can... Like, a thick book I can find? Or something that I can basically prop the window open with? Like, to jam into the window?
I've got something to prop the window open.
Oh, perfect. And he runs
Okay.
over and he's like, okay. And he starts to help.
So brawn checks from both of you.
Brawn checks. Cool.
Another 2 from me.
Wow.
Yeah, the both of you are, I mean, you're giving it everything you've got. And
It's stuck.
if anyone onlooking can see that you're using every muscle available to you and this window's not opening, not even budging.
I say we break it.
All right. I'll use the stick and try and knock out
Do crimes.
all of the glass.
Don't do crimes. Do you want to do crimes, or do you want to be trapped in here forever? What if we can't escape? What if that's what happened to the missing kids? What if we're
There's
the missing
a
kids now?
door. There are several doors to
Yeah, but
this house.
the door's nailed shut from the outside. It was boarded up.
The door opens inwards. You never opened a door.
Oh.
Are we searching for doors? Or are we
Just for
gonna
fun, Skate. Just for fun, I'm trying to open the door.
So there
front door?
there are boards on the inside of the door as well. So it's been boarded from the inside and out.
What?
So
But-
Samus turns around and looks at the door and goes,
So
"That's not. Is that normal?"
why is the door boarded up from the inside?
To keep the ghosts in.
Edgar, that is the silliest thing I've ever heard. Ghosts can float through wooden boards. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
I go over to see if there are any mystic runes written on the boards to keep ghosts in.
No, easy check. I'm not even going to make you roll for it. There's nothing. It's just rotted old wood. You could probably pull it away. Just like how the board came off the front of the house. Yeah, roll me a brawn check.
I will. I'm very
And difficulty set at 2. Perfect.
Ooh.
Yeah, that board comes free. You
held it over
make
my head.
the other two, Hank and Newton, kind of look a little embarrassed, like I only took one of.
What was it? It was a rotten board. We tried to open the window.
You're run board. Throw it on the ground.
So yeah, so you're able to pull the boards free of the door, so now it is open from the inside, and it does open in.
Just like,
Did you guys want to try the door?
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, yeah. I got it.
I'm propping
And he
the
goes to open
stick.
the door.
So when you go to open the doorknob won't. It's not like it's stuck. It's just the doorknob's not turning.
Yeah, so he like grabs it and he's like, okay, we're just gonna leave this open, and then
So as if it was, is it one of those doors that when you lock it, the knob doesn't turn?
Is that a
Not that
thing?
you can tell. It just looks like a normal doorknob.
Right. So
It's just it's almost like something on the other side is holding the doorknob to where you can't turn it.
While they're trying the door, Jay wants to just try and find something to pick up and throw at the window.
Sure. Roll me a witch check or roll me a brain check. Yeah. So the book that Edgar mentioned earlier, you're able to find a pretty hefty tome that looks like it would probably go through the glass, and you're able to just kind of walk up behind everyone with a sigh and like, oh, enough of this, and throw the book at the window, which it shatters, but it doesn't shatter out. It just spider cracks.
Obviously, it's secret government glass that doesn't break the way you expect it to.
or the ghosts are trying to keep us in here so they can eat us. That's what ghosts do.
I'm wandering around the house. I'm like looking around in the different rooms and stuff like that.
So
Isn't
you'll
this
find
how
something
this-
interesting, Hyacinth. I'm assuming you're going to make it over by the mantle. On the mantle.
Oh, for sure. Like the fireplace, obviously. I'm looking for like the secret hidden thing in the fireplace because obviously there's a secret hidden something in the fire.
It's not so secret, not so hidden, but just sitting right on the fireplace is a silver Zippo lighter
Okay,
with the Rush logo on it.
I'll pick it up.
And as soon as you pick it up and look at it, you recognize it as your brother's. It's your brother's lighter.
You guys! My brother was here.
Your brother was here. What are they steal brothers?
This is my brother's. How did they get this? Wait,
I don't know.
this place is covered in dust. Those are only our footprints.
Oh, damn.
Now, as you guys are making your way around the living room and she's telling you all this, you'll notice that there's several pictures framed all around the living room. Every one of the framed pictures are, as you saw on the desk, with the complete families, everyone's faces scratched out, but one child in each picture.
It's creepy.
Everywhere.
Why is everyone but the kids scratched out, guys?
Can I look for my family? You got a lot of kids.
Yeah, roll a brain check. See if you can recognize anything, any one of your family members. So, going through from what you can see, you don't see anyone you recognize. Just random families and just that creepy, eerie feeling with the faces scratched out.
Does it look like from the pictures like someone was going around taking pictures of random people in the neighborhood?
Some of them do. I mean, quite a few of these photographs that you see, you have seen the people before because Tall Oaks is a small town.
Yeah.
But they're not anybody you recognize as being part of a scandal. So
Yeah, just like
they're not
somebody.
anyone that's gone missing or anything like that you can tell.
Yeah.
Some of them do spark like, oh, I've seen that person or I remember them, but some of them look like I mentioned, their portraits, like a family member would hang on their wall, give as a Christmas gift or what have you. Others are not, and they're taken from afar where you can tell the subjects weren't aware they were being photographed.
Kind of. I mean, Jay, doesn't this look to you like they were looking for somebody?
Yeah.
This looks to me like someone's trying to scare you. That's all this is. It's just smoke and mirrors. They just want to scare away any kids who come into the house. I'm telling you, it's nothing here.
It's working.
You should go upstairs and see what the noise was. I bet it was a squirrel.
What have we done?
Okay. No, you're right, because why is my brother's lighter here?
Why are we here?
Let's go. Wait. Okay. How many rooms are there on the main floor?
So to your left, there's a closed door. To the right, there's one closed door, kind of just off away from the writing desk. And then a little ways closer to where you came in, there's a door that's slightly open. It looks like it leads into a hallway.
But let's have a look around.
What if we didn't? What if we just stayed right here?
But what if we did?
Right, you stay here and
No.
make sure nobody else follows us.
No, I can't just stay by myself.
By yourself.
No. Fine, I'm coming with you.
Eddie,
There you go.
listen to me.
Yeah.
When we find out what's going on here with the government,
Okay.
they're going to make a movie out of this. Do you want to be a chicken in that movie, or do you want to be a hero?
There has to be one.
Do I die?
That's up to you. But if you stay here, we can't look after you.
Then I'm coming with you. What kind
There you
of
go.
question is that?
Kids aren't allowed to die in movies.
Terrifying.
Yeah, I think we all should stick together.
Right, okay. Let's search this systematically then.
Okay, let's all pick one room.
And open them at
So
the
let's-
same time.
There's a hallway, so let's look in the one on the right where the door is closed. I'm gonna have try and open that door.
So it opens right up to a bathroom.
Okay. Similar state as the living room.
Right. Not
Long
disgusting.
abandoned,
Yeah, just abandoned.
maybe a bit moldy.
What if there's a
Yeah,
secret
kind
message
of.
on the
Yeah,
mirror?
like damp walls.
I gotta on the mirror in case I see anything.
Okay. Try
I'm
the
not very
taps.
tall, so I can only get like the bottom part of the mirror.
You got to try the faucet. See
I
if the
breathe
water's
on the
running.
faucet.
No. Try and see if the water's running.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
So when you turn the faucets, it kind of a little bit of water kind of sputters out. Really dark at first, clears up, and then kind of sputters to a stop. Like the water was shut off, but there was still some in the pipes that had sat there for a while, and you just cleared that. So you can tell that the water's not running. They just kind of squeak on.
Thumbs up.
What does that mean, though, Jay?
Well, it means obviously that this is a fake faucet. Because there's people living here, man. There's the government in here. And if we find the real bathroom, there's going to be running water. I promise you.
There's probably one upstairs. Right, next door. Have a shine my flashlight down that hallway to the next door.
When you look down the hallway, it's a short hallway that kind of dead ends and branches to the left and the right. And you can tell from the angle you're looking in that you can see stairs descending down and stairs descending up. So it's almost like a stairwell.
Right. Found the stairs. So before we go upstairs, I think we should look at the other room over there.
We should?
Yeah, you have to explore one level before you go to the next level.
That way nothing can sneak up on you.
Okay, that makes sense. In case of ghosts, yep, I'm in. I guess I'll do it. And he starts to walk down the hallway to that door.
So as you make it to the door and open it, it opens up. Now, this is a little off from the rest of the house. This room is actually in complete disarray. As soon as you open the door, a smell hits you of like old rotting food. There's trash and dishes and stuff strewn all about a large kitchen, a large narrow kitchen. Cabinets and drawers line both sides of the walls on your left and right. At the end, you'll see a refrigerator and a sink. But all through the counter space is covered with, trash and boxes, and it smells awful in here.
Ugh.
I think I found the
Nobody's
kitchen.
been here in a long time.
Did you guys start?
Our kitchen looked bad.
The TV in the front room clicks on, and all you hear from it and see the light, illuminating the wall opposite of it, is just a static. Like that. Like between channels where it's just the white noise.
I go up to the static with my crystals and all of my necklaces, and I'm like, what are you spirits? What are you trying to tell us?
Now, as you say this, through the static, you can hear kind of, it's almost like a couple of voices on top of each other. And it just says, what are you doing here?
We're trying to help you.
Who was that?
And just more static. As the static continues, you'll notice in the hallway where the stairs were, there's almost like, you're not certain that you saw it, but it was possibly a flash of light near the stairwell door.
So are we all going to agree now that it's ghosts, or...
Well, Jay, could it be...
Someone fiddling with the electrics in here.
What if it's secret government messages? Is that a thing, Jay? I'm more ghost messages.
According to my uncle, they do send secret messages through the TV, so it could be the government. Why would ghosts need power in an abandoned house?
I'll try one of the light switches.
Nothing.
Huh.
Something's
Well,
powering
that doesn't work.
I'm telling you.
Ghost power.
Is the TV plugged in?
It is. There's an outlet actually in the floor. And so it makes for a nice, neat presentation of the television where it's sitting on the cart, and then there's just a little outlet in the floor right below it, and there's a cord plugged in.
But sometimes if spirits have a lot of energy, they can temporarily interact with objects.
Why are you so okay with the fact that it's ghosts? Why am I the only one freaking out that it's ghosts? Like, you're like, I'm going to put a crystal on the ghost. The ghost doesn't want your crystal. The ghost wants to eat kids. Look at all the pictures.
No, look, because most spirits are like ghosts and stuff are people who were hurt or like murdered or whatever.
Too.
And they're hurt and they're scared. They're just scared and confused. They're not, they're only scary because we don't understand them. Like bugs. Everybody hates bugs, but they're essential to the ecosystem.
Yeah, but bugs are alive.
Yeah, well, so are spirits. They're just a different kind of alive.
Until they're ghost bugs.
Doesn't make any sense.
While they're discussing ghosts, I'm going to see if I can find something in the kitchen that's electric, like a toaster or something.
So
And
you
try
have
if
to
that
move,
works.
you're gonna have to move some pretty cruddy boxes out of the way. But you are able to
Right.
find it's a blender.
Okay. If that is plugged in, I'll try and if it works.
So when you go to hit the switch, it's nothing. Just the
There's no-
physical click of the button pressing into the appliance.
There's no power.
No power.
Why does the TV work if there's no power? Is the TV still on?
It is. It's just emitting that white noise.
I'll pull the plug.
The white noise continues.
It's ghosts.
How?
Seconds, but enough for you all to notice that the TV was on unplugged. So once you pull the plug, it stays on for a couple of seconds and then fizzles out. As this happens, you hear footsteps coming from upstairs and descending down the hallway. Like footsteps, not just one person walking, but it sounds like there's several coming down the stairs through that hallway that you found earlier.
Hide in the kitchen.
Hide in the kitchen. So let me get you all to roll flight.
Hey. 98.
I can't stop rolling ones.
It's not gonna be. It's not too hard of a difficulty. This is like a 3, because you do have a whole kitchen to run into. Edgar, however, I don't know why you decided to try to hide behind the coat rack, but you decided to stay in the main room and just kind of like wrap yourself in a coat that was hanging on the coat rack, and you're standing there. Anyone to come in the room can see your boobs.
So because I have like the long trench coat, I just hide behind the thing and I put the trench coat up and I'm just in my own trench coat. But now that it's up on a high rack, you can see from like my shins down.
Perfect. So the rest of you make it into the kitchen. You're out of sight for anyone that comes into the.
Close the door. Maybe leave the door. The door was open before. No, the door was closed before.
It was open. Oh, when you first came in?
Yeah. I'll sort of push it almost shut.
So you're separating you guys
Yeah.
from Edgar? Oh, Edgar, you're all
yeah.
by yourself.
I want to get as close to the opening as possible so I can hear if there's any voices.
Yeah.
Okay, so the footsteps, you're all able to scramble to your hiding places in time, and you're able to quietly listen from your hiding spot to hear the footsteps come down the stairs. The door pushes itself all the way open, and then nothing. Silence. Nothing comes in the room. The only one that can see that nothing's come into the room is Edgar. To the rest of you, all it was a stampede of footsteps coming down the stairs, you timing it to the point where someone should be in the room, and then complete and utter silence.
Guys,
There was a whole lot of nothing.
guys, can you hear me?
It's
Right. So they're trying to scare us. Now, that might have, the TV went on. There was something. They played a message. Maybe that was the footsteps coming down the stairs. It wasn't actually people, but it was like a recording.
I crack open the kitchen door and say, "Shh, we're hiding."
No one came down the stairs.
As soon as Edgar says that, the TV snaps back on.
Ah!
White noise.
Shut the
This time a voice still distorted with white noise, but very much, very, very loud, much louder than before, says, "Who is here?" And then more white noise.
Hmm?
The TV
That's what
switches
we
off.
want to know, man. Who are you? Who do you work for? The CIA, FBI?
No response.
Let's give a fake name.
I'm Billy.
I'm
No response.
William.
I'm Billy Bo Bob Jr.
No response. So as soon as the TV switched
So
to
what?
back
We
off,
told you. Sorry.
complete silence again.
I think they believed us.
Right. This is weird.
So, what if we just smash the TV?
What if we turned it upside, like on its face?
How does that help?
They can't
Okay, but
see us.
All right. We are here to save the kids. We're not scared of you.
You hear, after you say this, not coming from anywhere in particular, just a weird, strange voice that says, "Don't be scared."
Told you.
We should go upstairs, see what the noises were.
Okay, you're right.
Find that squirrel.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And Samus just like goes to Edward and puts a hand on their like arm where they obviously are still hiding. Just say, if it was witches, we'd already be cursed. So there's no point in hiding.
Why would it be witches?
Well, that's true. And like ghosts can, go through walls and see through and stuff. So yeah, there's really no point in hiding.
You hid too.
Shut up.
Fine. All right, I'm coming.
Okay. Let's go.
Jay's going to lead the way up the stairs because he believes that there's going to be a government agent up there. He just needs to find them.
Okay.
Sort of lighting the way behind him.
Did he put his tinfoil hat on yet?
Not yet, but he does have a roll of tinfoil in his backpack. He's ready. He's prepared.
There's talks about sticks and chat. The middle part of a tinfoil roll is a very sturdy cardboard. Just keep that in mind.
It's true.
And when it's covered in tinfoil, it's quite, weighty.
Yeah, like a mace.
There you go. Improvised childhood weapons. You guys have all done that, right? Made
Yep.
ninja
Oh, yeah.
stars and stuff. Absolutely. That'll work.
I got rocks. I'm good.
Just to protect the girls, you understand. Jay's
Absolutely.
going to get out his tinfoil, and he's going to be ready just in case he's got to hit anyone around the knees.
That's quite noble.
Was this already opened as a box, or is it just a loose roll of tinfoil?
Just a loose roll because he had to leave the box, so his parents didn't know that he was taking the tinfoil.
Makes
It's
sense.
clever.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Makes total sense to me.
Oh yeah, and then you put like the other boxes of like other things on top of the tinfoil box.
I don't know where the tinfoil went.
Yeah.
Kids are great.
Sure.
So as you guys make it up the stairs, another hallway. This one is basically just a drab hallway. All the way up on the walls are more of the creepy photographs. In the hall upstairs, also more creepy photographs. So there's kind of you guys are noticing there's kind of a pattern. There's kind of a decorative motif going on in here of just like creepy stalker, yearning for family almost, maybe angry at family, something like that. 2 doors on either side of the hallway. So a total of 4 doors up here with a door at the very end of the hallway. The 2 doors you're closest to as you reach the top of the stairs, to your left and to your right, you notice right away that there is the swing latch with the padlock, that both doors are locked from the outside.
From the outside.
Can we reach the latches so we can unlatch the doors?
Yeah, you can reach them, but it's a padlock, like like a bicycle lock, locked into place there. So the doors are locked shut.
Is there a key spot for it?
Mhm.
I would like to take out what looks like perhaps a kitchen thermometer and a very thin fillet knife and try to unlock it. I've read Encyclopedia Brown stuff. I know there's opinions in
Okay.
it
Sure.
and
All
something
right,
about
so
troubling.
let's do. Why don't you give me? Let's do
Right?
either. I'll take either a flight or a brain check. And we're going to set the difficulty on this to an 8.
Nice.
So as the rest of you are kind of watching Samus fiddle with a fillet knife and a thermometer that I'm assuming, did you bring from your house or did you find that in the kitchen?
No,
For
I brought
whatever
it from my
reason, she was
house.
traveling with a fillet knife and a thermometer.
The very thin, like deep fish boning knife, not a fillet knife, because it's a fillet knife sticker. So a fish boning knife that's just like very, very thin.
So
I don't
right
want
as
yeah.
right as you are all thinking, what is this person possibly doing with these things? Like, that's not going to work. This isn't a movie. You
Samus
hear
is
that
the murderer.
click and release.
And I turn
And
around
seeing
like
as you can
holding the
feel as
knife.
you're
Oh, nice.
playing around, you feel those tumblers give way, and it releases in your hand, and you can kind of twist it and unlatch it, and pull the latch free of the door.
First, I carefully put away my knife and thermometer. Being safe is part of being a scout.
Did you learn that with MacGyver?
Encyclopedia Brown.
Oh yeah,
MacGyver's cooler. He's on TV.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
we
there's
read
like
those.
so many books.
I know. I read
TV's
almost
better
all-
than books. Come on.
Did you know you can eat mustard if you put ice in your tongue first? An actual plot twist from Encyclopedia Brown. Sorry for the spoilers.
Coming real with the authentic knowledge and trivia. I like it.
I read all of those.
Hank holds up his dad's Swiss Army knife. Yep.
Now, which of the doors did you get yourself into? Is it the one on the left or the right of you?
The one on the left, because I think Scout's left-handed.
Wait. Why are we doing this? If the door was locked from the outside, they were trying to keep something inside. And if the door was locked, and that door's locked, then nothing came out of it to make those
This is a house
noises.
full of military zombie ghost witches. Then they're trying to keep the good people trapped.
Why would it be zombie ghost witches? It's just regular ghosts.
Remember, we're looking for kids.
Well, it could be all kinds of stuff. Just okay. We need more information. So, from what I've seen so far, I think we have at least a poltergeist because it interacted with the TV and made noises.
Or something that can put electricity through the air.
Yeah.
That's not a thing.
You say poltergeist, I say the government.
Right.
They can do that, you know.
Okay, but what if the government was controlling the poltergeist?
I'll pick witches.
I see no evidence that there's poltergeists or ghosts or anything.
Well, there was this stairs. Went down the stairs and there was nothing there.
They just have these speakers going down the stairs so they can make it sound like their steps.
Okay, we're gonna figure this out.
Yeah, it's all going to have a reasonable explanation. So, what's behind the door?
So yeah, you've unlatched the door now. It's free to open if you guys want to go inside.
Heckin' yeah, we do.
Edgar reaches into his backpack and pulls out something and then and puts it back in.
I
Okay.
was waiting for that. So
Okay.
as you guys open the door to this room, Hank, do you still have your flashlight going? Because the house is pretty dark, so I'm assuming that you just are kind of backing up everything with the flashlight. So right away, what you notice on the walls are eerily painted. It's not wallpaper. It's like somebody came in with a brush and paint and painted decorations on the wall. And it's, kittens, and there's like some rainbows and like all the stereotypical like small female room decorations, like princesses, and painted all over the wall. They're very vibrant, colorful, but at the same time, when you look at them, they just don't seem right. Like they look off. And one thing you notice is the window in the room. That wall, which is the straight across from as you enter, that wall's been painted. That window's been painted over with a mural. So during the day, you can assume there's no sunlight coming through because the window's been completely painted over. On either side of you guys, as you enter the room, are like the day beds, the metal frame day beds, And on the floor at each one of them is a decomposed skeletal body chained to the post of the bed.
Shit.
So seeing this, I'm going to need all of you guys to roll grit. Because I'm assuming none of you have seen any kind of dead body before. And this isn't the kind of hokey horror story body that you see on TV. This is a legit, like, there's a body here, someone died here.
Oh, yeah.
My highest rolls, for the record, have been to not run away.
So,
Can I choose when my crit fails to just crit fail?
in fact,
not a
I think
ghost,
I'm going to
man.
impose a crit fail on all of you guys at this point.
Perfect.
I don't need one. I have one naturally.
All of
You and
you
me both, Fozzie.
instantly feel violently ill. Not to the point of like wretched, but like your whole world's been just destroyed. Dizzy. You feel like you need to sit down, and a couple of you instinctively go to sit on the bed and then realize where you're about to sit and get even more nauseous. So at this point, you're all kind of almost just doubling over in the room where these two bodies have been chained, one to each bed.
Yeah, I'm gonna like come just inside the doorway and put my back against the wall and just kind of slide down and just like pull my knees up to my chest.
Don't stay here. Come on.
Yeah, I think Edgar does the same thing
We
on
need
the
to lock the
outside.
door again. Nobody needs to see this.
He does it on the outside wall and just slides down, and he's like, just is a tent of jacket. And he says, "It's ghosts. I told you guys it was ghosts. It was ghosts. No one believed me that it was ghosts. It was ghosts the whole time. It wasn't even zombies.
Eddie, that is
wasn't even
not
witches.
ghosts.
It was
Ghosts do
It
not
was
need
ghosts.
to chain people up.
What if they, well, now they're ghosts because they got chained up. That's how ghosts happen.
Can,
Yeah,
can-
sometimes.
Can Scout be
They
brave
say
enough to
that
get-
happens. But something else is going on. Should I want to stay here? Come on. We need to tell the cops about this.
What was that, Samus? Were you going to say something?
Scout would want just crying a little bit, just to get closer, because if these are ghosts and they have unfinished business, maybe they don't want to be chained up anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're like, maybe if we unlock them, the ghosts will stop. And
Yeah, you're right. We need to. One of the ways to get rid of ghosts is to
Run away.
do the thing they were trying to do in life, or put them to rest, or something. So, if we free them and we get justice for them. Oh, that's gross. It's so gross.
What
You
if?
see all the pictures and it doesn't look that gross, and then you see it in real life. It's so gross.
What if we
It's
just
so gross.
burn the whole house down?
Well, we can't if we don't we have to put the spirits to rest first. If we just burn it, then they'll just be angry.
what's that?
Mm.
Can I
Right.
pull out my little knife thermometer?
You're going to start trying to open the shackles? Okay.
Yeah.
Again, same as before. We're going to roll either this one probably just a brain, because it's not so much of like an evasive thing. You're just trying to get a lock open. So go ahead and roll me a brain check. We're going to set it at a 6. Just because of nailed it. So the first clasps open, and the shackle, it just kind of falls out with once you remove the lock, there's nothing holding them together anymore, and it just falls off. The skeletal remain of a leg stays on one half, and the other half falls to the floor.
Can I close my eyes?
I'm gonna try and help the other one.
Yeah, Hank opens the screwdriver bit on his either the screwdriver or the awl on his Swiss Army knife, and tries to do the same on the others.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah,
roll
I'll
me.
help.
Same as before, brain.
I don't want to.
18.
I don't want to help. I just want to. I just want to leave.
What if the cops come here and they get possessed by ghosts and then we have ghost cops? We gotta make sure we help as much as we can.
You guys are all silly. There's no ghosts. You're interfering with evidence. If we call the police, then you're interfering and you could get arrested.
But arrested is better than eaten by ghosts.
What? Ghosts?
Ghosts don't eat people.
How do you know? Have you ever been eaten by a ghost? Perfect.
No.
Good logic.
Thank you.
No one's ever seen a ghost, man, but we see the government every day.
They're
This is the
invisible.
government.
Ghosts are invisible, the government's a secret, and there's probably a witch in here.
We should open up the next door and the next door until we find where the government is hiding. They've got to
They're
control them in the
witches.
house somewhere, I promise you.
So did you guys? My apologies. I was checking on something real quick. Did you free the other skeleton?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you both remains have now been freed of their chains.
And I'm waving my crystal over them and like making up some nonsense like spirits
So-
passing on ritual.
What I would like the 5 of you to do for me is to roll another grit check. And this is going to be set at an even 5. And I will tell you what this check is for when we roll everything up.
Sorry, what was the roll?
18, a grit.
Great. Not happening.
So Edgar and Hyacinth. I'm sorry, Hyacinth and Samus.
And Edgar.
And Edgar. Once you free that second skeleton, the nausea, it's almost like it's comforting to you a little bit. You don't feel as scared and freaked out as you were before. So it's almost like the act of doing this kind of puts you in the moment more like somebody that's there to help as opposed to somebody that's there to be victimized or scared. You don't really feel like you're being chased after or anything anymore. You're kind of Edgar, for you especially, because you've been a little shaky through this, you kind of feel like, you know, the Indiana Jones now, where you're here with purpose and you kind of brought you into the moment a little bit more. So it did something to help you guys feel a little more confident in the house.
Okay.
And we still have the hallway with well, there's 4 more doors.
Are any more
Well,
of them
that's
locked?
all we can do here. Let's go. Let's have the next look at the next door. The one opposite.
The
So
one opposite
the
is
one-
locked too, right?
The one opposite and the one next to that one are both also padlocked. The one right next to would be on your left as you leave this room. That room's not padlocked. Neither is the door at the end of the hall.
Well, we can split up. I'll get to work on the door opposite on the padlock with my Swiss Army knife.
Okay.
No.
Go ahead and roll me a flight or a brain.
I'll crack onto the other one next to them.
19 in the brain.
And I will
So-
open the door that has no lock.
Okay, excellent. So, Hank, you're able to pop the padlock off, and you've got that door free. Same with you. So those 2 doors are no longer locked.
So
All
talented.
the doors in the upstairs area are now open for you to enter freely without any kind of check.
Edgar goes with Jay. Actually, no. Edgar goes with Samus because he knows that they have a knife.
Thanks, Eddie. I thought you had my back, man.
They have a
I'm
knife.
just kind of hanging around in the back, watching everybody, waiting to see what happens.
If something jumps out at us like a zombie or a ghost or a witch or a government agent, they can stab it.
And I've got the tin foil. You have no idea how useful this stuff is.
You're right. I don't.
So Samus and Edgar enter the room across from it. It's going to basically be the same that we just left. It's a badly painted mural. This one more into what the quintessential boys' room would look like. So we're talking paintings of, spaceships and cowboys and Indians, like the 80s stereotypical little boys' room. The mural covering the window in this room is of a speeding choo-choo train with, smokestacks coming out. And this room has a bunk bed as opposed to 2 separate beds. Same as the last room. The bottom bunk, there's a skeletal body laying on the ground, kind of almost in a fetal position, like kind of clutching himself. And there's another skeletal body chained to the bedpost of the bunk bed in the top bunk laying there.
More skeletons.
Need a spiritual cleansing.
You can't just casually say more skeletons. It's not a normal thing.
Yeah, no
Well, they're not
wonder.
going to hurt you.
No wonder this place is haunted. But you're right. You're right. The skeletons can't hurt us. It's not them we have to worry about.
They're long dead.
I mean, right? Like when ants are bringing, bodies back to the hive. It's not the bodies. It's not the big beetle they're carrying back. It's the ants you got to worry about. So where are the ants?
What?
All right. Are we
Ants?
ants? Are the kids? Okay.
I don't know what any of that meant.
I try to start unlocking the shackles. I can't reach the taller one though, so.
So we don't even roll checks for these ones, just because after the first couple and then the padlocks in the hallway, you're basically rogues at this point. So just no checks. You're able to free the shackles. Go ahead and the 5 of you give me another grit roll. Also set it a 5.
Success.
No, still not happy.
Oh.
I succeed.
So this time, Jay and Edgar, you're both going to get that kind of. Edgar, you're already rolling the high, but Jay, now you're kind of getting on board too, where you're feeling like maybe it's not the government, and that possibly you're doing some good deed for some, trying to help somebody that's in pain. Like you're kind of on board with the spiritual cleansing thing a little bit. You're straddled amongst the CIA and a ghost hunt. So you're kind of proceeding with purpose now at this point.
Look, guys, I'm not saying that it is a ghost, but I'm saying that maybe if it was a ghost, all of this, maybe a ghost would appreciate being put to rest. They do that in movies, right?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, I think.
I'm
Yeah,
not allowed to
that's-
watch scary movies.
That's why I brought all my crystals here, and I'll pull out, I'll like untangle one of the crystals, and I'll give it to Jay.
All I can think is that guy from The Mummy when he just pulls out all the religious things and he's like, this one he's prays in this language and then this language.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Obviously, Jay is going to wrap that crystal around his neck and start kind of gripping it because he's starting to believe.
and then wrap it in tinsel. So how many other skeletons would there be?
How many kids in total have disappeared?
You're not really sure. There's been a disappearance,
Or at least that has been reported.
Yeah, that's been reported. That it's probably a couple a month for the last few years.
But this looks like a family. Like that was.
Oh, what size were the skeletons?
Like these were like kid skeletons in like a kid's room, and those were like adult skeletons in an adult room.
No, all the
kids.
skeletal remains are they're kid size.
Oh, okay.
Girl kids and boy kids. The two kinds of kids.
Okay. All right. Was there another padlocked room? Or there's
Yeah, but it's been released already.
Okay.
So there's The fourth bedroom, which was never padlocked, the third bedroom that was padlocked but it's been removed, and the door at the end of the hall.
We should go find the third kind of kid and release them as well.
Is anywhere else full of skeletons? No? Oh, okay.
So the one door that wasn't locked, what was in that room?
You haven't gone in
We
there
didn't
yet.
look yet.
Okay, so let's go in that room.
Who's going to go in there first?
Edgar will. Since everyone else has done something, he opens the door and like creaks it in to see what's in there.
So the first thing you notice in this room is the absence of decoration. It's completely plain. There's a larger bed in this room than in the previous rooms, with no kind of covering or anything on it. It's just a mattress on a frame. A small bedside table with a drawer. And what's odd about this room, aside from there being no decorations whatsoever, is there's a small mountain of tennis shoes in this room, like piled into, like a pyramid, almost like a big anthill, but just random tennis shoes. I mean, if you sit there and look hard enough, you can find matches and pairs, but it's not in any kind of order. Just tennis shoes thrown in a pile in this room.
It's just shoes. Like a lot of shoes.
A room full of shoes?
And a bed.
Yeah.
Somebody was sleeping in a room full of shoes.
Well, I mean, maybe not. I mean, it could have just been a bed, and then someone put shoes in here also. Like, they might not have been the same time.
Okay, but like a crazy person who chains kids to beds until they die would probably also sleep in a room full of shoes.
What if they're a Vietnam vet?
Yeah!
I don't understand how that's relevant at all.
Well, people in the military don't have lots of nice things.
So they steal children's shoes and kill them?
Maybe
Well, they go crazy.
Their whole family was murdered in Vietnam, and then they came back, and
By
they didn't
shoes?
have a family.
So you guys are having this discussion. More of the static noise from downstairs, but it's not coming from the TV. This is just coming from the air around you. And on the wall opposite, as you enter this room, there's a kind of a greenish glow that starts to emanate from the wall. Out of the greenish glow, there's an like a silhouette of a taller man and either a shorter adult or possibly a child steps through, not in a solid form, but the man's hair is just completely crazy. The expression on his face is very laxed, almost like he's completely bored out of his mind. And he looks at all of you and he says, you poor people have no idea who or where or what you are, do you?
I scream very loudly.
Where did that come from?
I think I let out a little beep, and I like grab onto whoever's closest to me.
In an attempt to appear brave, Jay's going to turn back. I may not know who, what, and where, but I know when, man. I know when.
I don't know.
And with that, the taller man's gonna look at it and say, see, I told you it wasn't, we shouldn't have come. We didn't just get out of here. Our IQ's lowering by the minute. And he takes a drink out of something and back into the green mist in the wall, and you're back.
Wait a second.
I throw a shoe at the wall. What happens?
It hits the wall and bounces back.
I don't like any of this. What was that?
Did that guy seem drunk?
Some sort of projector?
Jay,
He's
hi,
smelling
Cat, can
Howling
you?
a lot.
Was it a ghost? Was it a
Their
zombie
eyes
witch?
seem a bit weird.
What was that?
Eyes with the ghost eyes. We should free those other ghosts. Maybe they came from that room we didn't open. Maybe there's a big skeleton and a little skeleton, and they're ghost skeletons.
I told you we should
yeah,
have
let's
broken the TV, and then they would have. They probably came out of the TV.
There was a wall. You not seen a wall?
But they came. But how did they get in to begin with?
The door.
that wall, is that connected to the previous room, or is that a different wall?
No, if you were to just run straight through that wall where you are in the house at this point, you would probably just break through and drop out into the yard outside. So
Right, so that's the wall
Okay.
leading the outside wall, not an inside wall.
right.
Right, okay.
I'm telling you, it was another dimension, man. They're not from around here.
That's not a real thing. That's like a comic book
Everything's a
thing.
real thing in this house.
I don't believe you.
Well, that looked really strange, but I mean,
Scout reels with the possibilities.
Okay.
So, Sam,
Okay. So we opened the one door. We opened the other door. We opened the shoe room. That didn't make any sense. There's one more room.
yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
and then that one. And I point to the end of the hall, and the camera zooms out dramatically.
No, that's clearly the scariest one. And he walks over to the last room.
Yeah.
And he reaches into his pocket again and opens the last door.
So in this room, immediately is just creep zone. The floor, ceiling, walls, and opposite window, just like how the other rooms had their windows painted over, this room is painted completely pitch black. It's almost like whoever went into this room was meant to be kept in ultimate seclusion. No contact or anything. And once you step inside the room, you can almost hear like maybe they've padded, insulated the walls in a way or something, because once you step in, like the kind of ambient sounds you had coming while you were in the hallway go away immediately. Like whoever they wanted in here, they wanted to isolate it. It's like meant to be an isolation room. And as you notice the nothing in this room, you find another skeletal remain. This one is chained to the floor. To a little, like a D hook that's mounted into the floor itself. And this skeletal remain is clutching itself, just laying there, but also chained to the floor. But whoever this was kept in complete seclusion.
But
It's so sad.
Okay, so we found all the dead people, I hope. But
I am.
where's the guy who killed everyone?
What if
that's a basement.
basements? What if there's more down there, man?
Oh, the other room on this hallway? Okay. I'll go open that one.
No, there
Good
were
idea.
stairs leading down as
No,
well.
there's another. I remember that High Camp said that we need to check every room on the floor. Definitely not
Yes.
a basement. Okay, I'm gonna go now.
Eddie, if you're that worried, you can go back to the room with the green thing, and we'll go check the basement. But we all
We
alone.
should clear the level.
What if there's more ghosts or zombies or witch skeletons? I'm gonna go this way.
I point to Edgar, like,
Anyone else coming? Just me? Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, no,
Oh,
no, I'm right
oh,
here.
okay.
I'm right here. I'm gonna grab the back of his jacket
Perfect.
with one of my hands.
Great.
And
so I grabbed the back of Hyacinth's jacket.
And he walks to the last room of this hallway, and like you can hear the door, the handle rattling under his shaking hand, and he clicks it and pulls it open or pushes it open.
This is the door at the end of the hall.
Yeah.
The last door. So when you open this door, it opens to a bathroom.
Oh. It's just a
Oh God, not the bathroom.
And he looks at you, Jay, when you say that, and he turns the tap on.
You got it.
See? It's just a regular, not working tap.
No water comes from the tap when you turn it on.
No one lives here, Jay. It's ghosts.
But you can turn the water off in the basement. What if somebody does that so nobody thinks that there's anyone here?
Oh, I hate this. I hate
but
this.
you can't live without water.
I hate this. I hate you.
But they can turn it back on whenever they want.
Unless they have
My
rations.
parents do it in winter all the time when we go away.
Or, you go away? Where do you go?
We go visit family for Thanksgiving.
Oh. Yeah, Oliver family's here. So.
So as you guys are having this discussion, more white noise. The same voice from before, coming from everywhere, no in particular place, but something, multiple voices again stacked on top of each other. And you hear, it's upstairs, it's upstairs, it's upstairs, and more footsteps coming. You can hear at the end of the hallway coming up the stairs with the lights. So you can see lights bouncing off the corners coming up the stairs, like, in a motion as if somebody's walking.
Wait, all in the bathroom.
Get in the bathroom. And he like,
No, upstairs.
no, get in the bathroom. And he's starting to close the door.
We are upstairs.
Oh, there's no more. There's not another.
Get in the tub.
So you're all going to huddle in the bathroom?
Yeah, and he
Is it a
closes
big
the door
tub
and
with,
then jumps in
like
the
a
tub.
curtain.
There
Y'all,
is.
like,
It's
crowd in
a separate,
the tub.
not built into the wall, but an ice or a lone tub with the
Clawfoot?
claw feet, and it's got the round. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you guys shut yourselves in the bathroom, and you can still hear the if there's such thing as a loud whisper, where the tone of what's being said is like a whisper, but it's so loud in your ears, and it's upstairs, it's upstairs, it's upstairs, just on top of each other like that, where you're all almost wanting to just huddle in the bathroom and clutch your ears. And you can hear, as it's upstairs, it's upstairs, it's upstairs is going, you can hear people rummaging from room to room, doors pushing open and slamming against the wall, like boom, boom, along with footsteps. And you hear
Like grabbing
it sounds
every.
like several people going through the house. And are you guys all hiding in the tub? So the last thing you hear is the door in your bathroom swing open. Boom, it hits the wall. And then nothing. The voices subside. Everything quiets down. I mean, you can see visibly that something kicked the door open or pushed it open. You can also see that the doors in either room, all the rooms have been disturbed as well. So something came up those stairs and then was gone.
It's like a recording again. When we first heard the footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
But what recording kicks open a door?
No, but that's ghosts.
No, it's like a recording of what happened before in this house.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what happened. Like a lot of times in a haunting, if there's an event, if somebody, like, I don't know, jumped off a balcony or something, right? You'll see the ghost walking to the balcony over and over and over again. It's like it's because their spirits are stuck in this moment of intense emotion. It's like emotion that does that to you. So like that's, yeah, it like imprints, like pressing into mud.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can fix this and break the cycle, then it won't be haunted anymore. And nobody else will get hurt. And
Or we could burn it all down.
we have to make sure, if we do that, then we can't bring evidence.
What
It's
if the
evident.
last kid taken was still alive?
And my brother's lighter is here. What if my brother's here?
We check the basement. If there's no one here, we burn the house down, and no one will ever go missing again.
Yes.
Samus holds up matches.
We've got a
Look at my
lighter, we've
brother's
got
lighter.
matches, we've got wood, we've got everything we need, man.
We do, but we got to make sure that there's nobody or people or animals or anything in the house.
Well, there's nothing up here, so we need to check the basement.
Hank, before we go, check if there's an attic. Use your torch, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having a look in first in the hallway on the ceiling if there's one of those trapdoor things.
No. Mm. Just
And
that
then in
awesome
the other rooms,
popcorn ceiling all the way down.
popcorn ceiling.
It's some kind of a weird texture that we
It's like a
put
stucco.
on everything in the 80s. It's almost
it's like a flattened stucco. It's a
Right.
fancy kind of stucco.
it's pretty bad. But yeah, so just normal wall stuff. No door, nothing leading up into an upper level.
From the outside, what's the shape of the roof?
It's kind of not so much like not like an A-frame, but more of, I don't even know what you would call it. Excuse me. Sorry if there's any,
That's right.
um,
So
architects in chat or anything, but it just kind of comes up more like into a spire. The whole house is almost cylinder, where it's gonna come like that.
So what I mean is, should there be an attic space?
It's hard to judge. I mean, especially at your age, but
Yeah.
for sake of the narrative, if there was anything, it would be a small crawl space, not so much like an attic, but more just like space for insulation or running electrical wire and stuff like that.
So, just for example, when you look at the picture behind me, so we would be on this floor.
Right.
There's definitely space up here.
Yeah, but not like in
this
that
would be a lot flatter.
But
Yeah,
not
it'd be
enough
flatter.
for a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes they have like access for a crawl space in closets. And that's what we have in my house.
Oh, okay. Let's go look in the closets. So,
Yeah.
Which room are you going to check in?
All of them, systematically.
So systematically?
I go
Yeah.
to the,
The
shoe
first two
room
rooms, you
first.
don't see anything, but coming out of the hallway would be the third room you guys go into, which was the first room you entered coming up to the upper level. The room painted with, the rainbows and princess motif. In that closet, you do see the panel that you can kind of push and slide out of the way.
Here we go.
Now it is tall for the five of you. I don't think anyone's going to be able to get up there on their own.
Is there a chair somewhere?
What was that?
Is there a chair somewhere?
Not in
In
the
one of the
room.
rooms?
The only thing in this room is the beds.
But we could boost someone up there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Samus is pretty small.
I'm the average for my height and weight. Age.
Okay, you hold the flashlight, and someone else, can you boost you up?
I'll
You're
hold
gonna
the
be doing
flashlight.
boosting.
She needs to see, right?
I'm going to assist with the boosting.
Yeah, Edgar will also help lift.
So let me get a brawn check. Actually, you know what? This would be kind of cool to highlight one of the things with the kids on bikes. So, on a simple check like this, that's not a spur of the moment check, you can take half your assigned die if it's going to meet the check value.
Ooh.
So something like this would just be a simple, helping up. So it'd be like a 4. So if anyone has a D8 in brawn, either of the two of you,
I
you
have a
can
D10.
elect to just use half without rolling.
I have a D10.
Okay. Yeah. So then no roll needed. You guys are able to boost Samus up to the crawl space.
Nice. What's up there?
Can't see anything. I don't have the flashlight.
Oh,
I'll pass the flashlight up.
Okay. I flash the flashlight.
But what you see in here is kind of like almost like sand dunes, but like the yellow and a pinkish color. I don't know if you would have seen
Asbestos.
insulation. Yeah, not so much, more like fiberglass insulation. So as you're
Fiberglass nades.
up in there looking around, we'll burn one of your crit fails and say that the fiberglass insulation gets into your skin, and now you're just extremely irritated, and you're going to be scratching.
I
But
think there was a cat up here.
what you see up there is just rows and rows and rows of framing and fiberglass insulation. Nothing of real importance, but you did manage to come away with a nice rash from it.
Okay. Yeah, I look down. My face is getting all puffy. It's like, I think there was a cat here. I'm allergic to cats. I'd like to get down now, please. Let's get there.
okay. Here. And he grabs you by the legs and lowers you down.
Down. More like puffy.
Yeah, nothing in the crawl space except some type of an allergic reaction.
What's upstairs? You look horrible.
It's worse than ghosts. Modern architecture.
Okay, so the basement then, I guess?
Hmm.
Shoot.
Okay, so as you guys head down to the basement, This one is a door also padlocked. It's going to be kind of rotting away though, so it doesn't look like the padlock's kind of like, what's that phrase, like lipstick on a pig, where it's, why even bother?
It has no purpose.
Right.
Like they just
So
put it on.
you could easily, I wouldn't even ask for a roll, but you could easily just kind of maybe even push or kick this door open. But the padlock's just there, more of like, maybe it served a purpose at one point, but not anymore.
See, Jay is weak as anything, so if he can see that the door is literally going to just burst open at a touch, he's going to kick it to try and be impressive.
Awesome.
I'm going to Karate Kid this door if I'm allowed.
Absolutely, you can.
That one, broken leg.
Good fail. Good fail.
Natural one on my back. Hi guys.
So go ahead and roll me a brawn.
Three.
So the 3 would have been impressive. It would have been a great kick. It would have been very reminiscent of, any of the many 80s karate movies that I'm sure you've seen. However, because of your critical failure, when you go to kick this door, you put too much forward momentum, or no one really understands what happens here. But when you go to kick the door, you kind of like the foot you left planted to keep you supported, that just comes out from under you for whatever reason. You go to kick the door, you don't even hit the door, you just end up on your back, kind of like slipping on a banana peel kind of a thing. Like, I got this, and you run up to go kick and just like, oh, and now you're on your back.
And missed the door completely.
Are you okay?
Did I get the door?
No.
No,
I'll help you up.
it jumped out of the way.
Very
It was a very well trained kung fu door.
It didn't move. It didn't move at all.
help Jay to their feet.
I guess I'll try. And he goes to attempt to he grabs like the handle of the door and then goes to shoulder bash it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a brawn.
Sure. Let's see what happens here. D10. Wow. 5.
Okay, yeah, that was enough. So you're able to, do you grab the handle and kind of do one of these numbers, or is it just
Yeah, he like
straight?
grabs the handle and just sort of bashes into it.
Okay. Yeah, so it splinters away from the hinge that was padlocked, and the just kind of hangs there in the door frame. And with that momentum, you kind of take a few steps into the room.
Sure.
It's completely pitch black in here. You guys can't see anything upon first entry.
And
Flashlight?
passes his flashlight on.
He like grabs
So
it.
once you get the flashlight going, what you're going to see in this room is large, almost like troughs, like plastic sinks, like freestanding sinks,
Mhm.
a couple of them in a row. And then from the ceiling, there's, arched like wire or string, you can't really be sure in this low light, with pieces of, rectangular paper clipped to them. So think like a dark room.
Oh. I think it's for photos.
Huh.
Like for developing pictures.
That looks like a dark room.
Stairs.
Well, it is a pretty dark room.
Yeah, look at this. Are there 3 tubs?
Okay, Jay.
There's 2 really long ones right in the middle that kind of go up. This room's kind of shaped how the kitchen was, where it's a narrow, long room as opposed to like a big open space. But yeah, each one's probably about, I'd say, 4 feet long. Like the tubs are meant to hold some kind of a
Well,
liquid.
there's only 2 tubs. That doesn't make sense. It should be 3.
Why should it be 3?
How do you know so much
That's
about
how you-
photography?
I've read through all the books in the library. I know about these things.
That's impossible.
There is a sink in here.
It's
So
so
there's
much.
like 2 tubs and a sink, like a
Maybe they use the sink. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna look closer at all like the the papers and stuff.
The ones clipped to the wire.
Yeah.
So you pull the first one down, and what you see on there, I mean, I need you to roll me a grit check. And this is going to be a difficulty of a 5. Okay.
Wow.
So you're able to maintain your composure looking at this, even though you're looking at a close-up photo of Edgar playing on the playground, possibly at school, one of the neighborhood parks or something. But it's him, no doubt.
Oh,
Is it?
What?
and I'll like turn the picture around.
Is it a ghost?
Oh no. I just.
I turn the picture around so you guys can all see it.
Oh, that's
A
me.
few.
Edgar's the ghost.
I'm a ghost. Wait, no, that's not him.
Edgar, I'm going to use that
That
as
can't
one
be-
of your crit fails.
Perfect.
You seeing the picture, you're going to lose it. You're going to just immediately try to bolt from this room.
Yeah, and I think he does, and he takes the flashlight with him
Okay.
because he's
So
holding it, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Edgar's now bolted.
I'm
to
the
with your only
ghost.
source of light.
Yeah.
So someone's going to need to go after.
So you turn the thing, and he shines the flashlight, and then everyone else sees it, and he looks over and he goes, "I'm the ghost!" And then he runs with the flashlight. You can just see the flashlight up and down the walls as he's running, and then back up the stairs.
Scramble after him.
I've got like the Zippo lighter, so I'll light it.
Yes, flame. Open flame.
in
In
a
a-
photography
in a room full of
studio.
photography
What could
chemicals.
possibly go wrong?
This is fine.
We're definitely burning the house down now.
You now have your fire to. I'm assuming you're going to look around some more. All right. So
Yeah.
the next one you pull down, Hyacinth. This is going to spend one of your crit fails. You lose your composure as when you look at this picture. It's a picture of you. You're looking at a photo taken from a distance.
Shit, oh shit, oh shit.
You were sitting at the little local park talking to one of your friends or talking to somebody. But it's taken from behind you, so it's the side portrait as you're talking to this person. But whoever was in this house has been developing photos, apparently, of you. So you've now found a photograph of you, and you have now lost it.
Yeah.
I
I'm like
would
hiding
say
in the
that
corner now.
instead of bolting from the room, your lighter drops, okay, and some of the photos start to go up. So some of what's in this room now is starting to catch fire.
I'll just suddenly like panic and start like trying to put it out.
Yeah, Hank will help, like stomping on the stuff.
Okay, just feet stomping on
Yeah,
our
yeah,
feet.
yeah.
All right, so let me have both of you guys now. One of the things that we didn't touch on, I'm sure that chat's loving the fact that I keep forgetting these things, but that adversity points in this system. Any failed check earns you an adversity point. I started this group off with 1 each. Adversity points can be used to bump your own roll. It can also be used in times like this where it's not so much a snap decision, but it's a group effort. So if a teammate would like to spend their adversity point to help increase a roll of somebody that's trying to do something, that's what they can spend them for. There's also in the system, you can choose strengths, which we haven't really used so much on this run. Like I said, this was going to be very rules light, more narrative, but some of the strengths you can use adversity points to spend those. They're kind of think of them as like special powers. But yeah, so at this point, if anyone wanted to help you with their adversity points, they could do that. But go ahead and give me a roll. I'm going to need you to beat a 6. Let's do a flight roll. Flight or grit. I'll take either one to make sure that you can keep your composure enough to put the fire out.
Yeah, I'm going to use grit.
Yeah, I'll use that as well.
All right. So both of you stomping out. Hyacinth, you're able to get your feet planted just in all the right spots and get the fire put out. But now you're back in total darkness. Edgar's taken off with the group's source of light.
You know, ghosts out there, it'd be really handy if you activated the light bulb in this room, not just the TV upstairs.
I'm
You
going
hear
to.
like a very faint wailing, like ah, and it takes you a second to realize it was just Edgar upstairs.
I'm going to feel around the floor and see if I can find the lighter.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll me a. We'll do a brains check, and let's just set it at like a 4. So yeah, you're able to find the lighter, spark the lighter back up, so now you have light in the room again.
Right. Okay. So all the photo, was that just the photos that Hyacinth took down, or all the photos gone up in flames?
There's several photos hanging throughout the room.
Well, I'm guessing one of those is the others will be the rest of us. I'm gonna have a look.
So it takes you a little bit to go through and look at all of them, but it doesn't take you a long time to find them, because every photo you look at is somebody that you're with right now. So all these photos that are that are being developed in this room are of the 5 of you. It does take you a minute to find the photos of you, where this one was more of like your folks must have taken you to get, Easter pictures done or whatever kind of celebratory pictures done. This looks like it was taken by like a photographer, like they took you to a studio, or possibly even like a school photo.
Yeah,
because it's not candid, it's not from a distance, but it's just you sitting there in all your glory,
How long ago? Can you about guess from what I looked like, from what I was wearing in the photo, that how long ago that photo was taken?
It was this year. You still have that same sweater in your closet right now. You just haven't worn it because it's we're kind of like in again, something I probably should have said at the beginning, but we're in like autumn, fall. Yeah. So you guys are just fresh out of summer. That sweater is probably being aired out at your house right now, getting ready to get utilized this year. But it's something that you've worn this year. It's fairly recent photo.
Well, this is weird. This is to remember, because you said it's been a set photo that's been set up. Do you remember this photo being taken?
It's your school photo.
My school photo, right? Right. So they stalked you, but they didn't stalk me, because that's one of the school photos.
What was that? I'm sorry, my mic went out.
I said they, talking to the others, they stalked you, but they didn't stalk me because this is one of my school photos. So whoever took the photos must be the photographer who took the photos at the school.
If the rest of you were to take the time to go through some of these, Hank, you would find candid photos of you up here as well. Right. But the rest of you would also find your school photographs up here.
I think you're right. It is. I always thought those school photographs were super creepy. Oh, okay. What do? We gotta do something. We have to.
Take the photos. The evidence. We get out. Yes. And never come back.
Evidence. Right. Evidence. Okay, so I'll start collecting photos and like putting them in my backpack.
Okay. Yeah. As you guys are all doing this, you can hear a similar voice to the one you've been hearing throughout the whole time in the house, where it just kind of floats on the air. It's not coming from anywhere in particular, but this time it doesn't seem, to the 4 of you in the basement, it doesn't sound like it's right there like it has in the previous encounters. But you hear a voice, not so much static anymore, but kind of still like distant and echoey, say, there's something over here. There's one up here. There's one up here. There's one up here. There's one up here. Over and over again. Edgar, where you are in the upper level, this is coming through as it has before, right in your ear. So you are now upstairs by yourself, hearing whatever this is speaking, and it's seemingly speaking directly to you. You're hearing it much clearer and louder than the rest of the group. Something's up here. It's up here.
Yeah, I guess everyone might hear Edgar just scream, "Not for long!" And he takes the coat rack and he's going to just try to smash the window that was already spider glassed. And he's trying to find an exit to this hell house.
So I'll take a flight or a brawn.
Sure.
At this point, it's pretty clear that the glass is in some way keeping you trapped in the house. So it's going to be an extremely high difficulty, which
Nope.
2 probably not going to make.
Nope.
But,
yeah. So he's just trying to bash his way out of the house.
What we'll go ahead and burn one of your critical fails on that too, and say that as you're smashing the house, you injure your hand
Okay.
with the you said the coat rack.
Yeah.
So we'll say that the stuff in this room, although not in crazy disarray, it's old. So
Yeah.
as you're smashing the window, part of the broom handle splinters off and just embeds into your hand at a really painful angle.
Okay.
And you start dripping blood from your hand.
Okay. Yeah. So he's like bashing it and bashing it. He's like, ow, and you can hear it like clatter to the ground, and he's holding his hand, dripping blood. He kind of like reaches into his bag and he pulls out like probably like a dirty cloth and begins to try to like wrap his hand up with this dirty cloth to try to stop from bleeding everywhere.
And as you're doing this, the voice changes again, and you hear it. It says to you, "Why are you in such pain?"
"'Cause I'm bleeding!" He shouts back into the nothing.
Samus, you're upstairs with Edgar.
Yeah.
So you're hearing this too. The voice, although in timing, seems like it's in perfect timing with Edgar injuring his hand trying to open the window. The voice seemingly is not directing it at anyone in particular. It just is like why are you in such pain? So you're hearing it clearly as well. So it was just the 3 of you in the basement. That was my oversight. But
I see Edgar wrapping a dirty cloth around his head. I was like, hold on, I have this. And I like pull a box out and like it kind of rips and a bunch of dinosaur band-aids go across the room. I'm like, hold on.
perfect.
I think it's too big for a dinosaur band-aid. And he holds like the bloody hand out.
Yeah, and he's gonna have part of that. I mean, it's not just like a little splinter. This is like a nice little chunk of wood that's got itself in his hand. It's still there. So I mean, it's sticking out of his hand.
I hold up my boning knife again. I'm like, we need to do surgery.
No, we don't. No, we don't. I heard that if you ever get, like, stabbed with a knife or, like, a thing goes into you, you leave it in there because if you take it out, then all the blood comes out. That's what I heard. I heard it on TV, and that's how it works. So I'm going to leave it in there, and I'm going to wrap it in there, and then when I get out of here, I'm going to go see a doctor and a police doctor.
Look, I've done this plenty of times.
No,
And
you
they, like,
haven't.
Pull up their pant leg, and there's like a scar that's running down it.
Yeah, no. I need my hand.
I fell in a river once, and I got like a fish hook stuck in it, and I pulled it out, but I'm much better now.
No, this is fine. And he just starts wrapping it tighter. He's like, I'm barely even bleeding anymore. So I'm like, it's totally fine. I tied it all up.
If it gets worse, then I just wave the knife at you.
Yep, I'll just die. You're right. I can't.
If it gets worse, I'll just die.
That's a quotable moment right there for sure.
Ghosts got me. I win this round. I can't get out of here. I don't know if you know that, but I was bashing the window, and the house won't let us out.
Well, your basher broke.
I know, because the window's indestructible. And the door doesn't open, and the windows don't open, and there's someone taking pictures of me, and there's skeletons here.
We should not be
Have
away
come
from
in
everyone else.
here. Oh. Sure.
Wait, what?
We should not have come in here. The house, at all.
Well, that too, but
Yeah.
first things last. Come on.
What? Fine. Okay. And he follows her down. He hands her he hands them the flashlight
Flashlight.
because he's got a broken hand. He's got a jacked up hand rather.
And I hand you some band-aids, and I
Thanks.
take the flashlight as a trade.
Thanks. I guess.
Fair kid trade.
Yeah.
All right, so the 2 of you have now rejoined the group in the dark room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, I tried to escape and I couldn't. I used the coat rack to bash the window, and the coat rack broke. I can't bash the window out. I
So
can bash
if
the
anybody
door.
asked, it was broken when we got here.
What? No one's gonna
Well,
ask
we
because we're
talked
never
to the
gonna.
cops.
We're never gonna
Because
leave.
we're gonna go to the cops.
I can't open the door. I can't open the window.
That's okay.
I don't know how to get out of here.
Back door.
What door?
Back door.
Is it back door?
There's always a back door.
I didn't see a back door.
Maybe we didn't look right.
Oh,
The kitchen was very messy.
okay.
Maybe it was behind all those gross boxes of like tins of stuff.
Is that what we're doing? Can we leave now?
Are you guys heading out back upstairs?
Edgar's just asking the group what they want.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Eddie.
Well,
100.
we've got the evidence, so I don't think there's anything else we can do down here.
Pretty sure we could have
there was-
stopped at skeletons, but
Gels, there was only this one room in the basement.
Correct.
Oh,
did you guys hear that voice that was talking to me?
well, there was a voice.
I know, it was asking me
Yes,
why.
Yeah,
I,
but we had
You
that
would
as
have
well.
heard it,
It's
just not as loud.
like something like the down here or something like that.
it said it's up here.
Or up here.
I think it was talking to me, and then it asked me why I was so hurt, and I said because I cut my hand open, and he holds up his
Well,
hand.
that's somebody
Or it
wanted
was-
to hurt.
It was another of those recordings.
I don't know.
Well, Edgar hurt their hand, and then it asked something. It's probably nothing. We should go to the back door.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's find this back door and get out.
Yeah, we have our evidence, and we put the ghosts to rest, and I'll come back with like my herbs and my has some books on Wicca, I think, and I'll bring those back too.
If we put the ghosts to rest, why are they still talking? And why won't they let us out of the house?
Because we have to bring the evidence. We have to prove it so that they go to
Oh.
jail.
Right.
The
But
bad
why
guy.
won't
Gotta
the
fight-
ghost let us out?
We might be haunted until it goes to trial.
I don't want to be haunted at all.
Okay. What I'm saying is, if we can't get out the back way, then let's just burn the house down and make a hole we can get out.
Perfect.
We've got the photographs, we've got evidence.
The burning house.
Burn
That's not good.
Damn thing down. Excuse my language.
I agree. I'm on
Let's
team
find
burn
a
the
way
house
out
down.
first.
Okay.
To the kitchen.
Sean, did we find all the rooms on the first floor?
We have.
We did.
Yeah.
Okay, and we
Everything
actually went
is
all of them. Okay.
So now,
So basically, the living room was almost as big as the ground floor,
yes.
depth-wise,
What was that? I'm sorry.
as in depth. So when you come in, the far side of the living room wall would be the outside wall.
Correct.
Ah. Were there windows on that side?
There were, yes.
Well, let's try smashing some of the other windows.
Why?
Or opening first, and then...
If it's government glass, then it probably won't break.
It's ghost glass. It's
If
ghost.
it's government ghost glass,
Yeah, let's try opening them first.
Sure.
So I'll grab a window and see if I get...
At this point, how long have we been in the house? Kind of what time of night is this? Would you
So
say?
you guys
15
showed up
minutes.
here after everyone in your family went to sleep. So we'll probably say you got here around 11, 12 o'clock, 12 midnight. And you've been in here now for a few hours. Just kind of, going room to room like we've done and, trying to even get into the house. Realistically, game time would have taken a little bit longer than the narrative did. But yeah, so it's probably about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so we smash windows.
You
Got
guys
it.
have
Okay.
gone upstairs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, upstairs from the basement to be on the ground
basement.
floor
yeah.
and
So-
try and open the window on the far side.
As you come up the stairs from the basement and round that corner into the hallway to come into the living room, it's like a completely different room. The entire room is now, it looks more closely resembles what you would have pictured going into the house. It's no longer a habitable, it's not something somebody can live in. Everything is rotted away. The furniture has been ripped apart just from its own rotting. Everything now is just completely garbage. Once you come into this room, you also notice a lot of floating lights throughout the room. The whispering comes back, and you hear an inaudible whisper. You can't make out what the whispering's saying, but in the back of your mind, you can hear just whispering and the footsteps. You hear footsteps as if somebody's walking around all around you.
What's going on?
So
What are these things?
definitely ghosts, right? Hyacinth, can you like do whatever?
Yes. Yes. And I'll pull out a bunch of my necklaces and stuff, and then out of my backpack I have empty film containers that are filled with different herbs and things. They're just like stuff I got from the kitchen mostly, and like things I found in the garden.
Oregano.
You know. But
First goth kitchen.
Sage.
The first goth kitchen.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I like, and one of them is filled with salt, because you know you need salt. Yeah. So I'm like sprinkling like oregano and like salt and things around, and like saying a bunch of magic sounding words.
So as you're doing this, you start to see kind of silhouettes of people, of adults. And there's 6 to be exact. You can see the kind of transparent shape of 6 adult. You can't make out whether they're male or female, moving and just kind of walking around this room with purpose. And the whispering continues.
Are they having a party? They look like they're searching the room in their ghostly spectral forms.
Not
do?
so much, more of like that they're just, that they're performing a task that you can't really see. So they are moving with purpose. But along with each one of these silhouettes, there's an accompanying small light. So it's kind of floating along with them as they're walking through the room.
Or like they were, if it was a film of someone living there, of the people living there, and they do the things people would do, during the day.
Possibly, yeah, that kind
Like,
of movement. Like movement with
opening a
purpose.
cupboard door, taking something out,
Right.
moving to the table, sitting down at the table, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so you can kind of see some of them walk over to, you can't see what they're actually working on, but they kind of bend over and you can see them doing something and then move over here, kind of do something over here. So they're moving with purpose, but you can't really tell what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, while this is going on,
Recording again.
I want to take some of the broken furniture, the pieces of wood and all of that, put it in the fireplace and just see if my smashing things into the fireplace kind of gets any reaction out of the silhouettes.
So you're just smashing, or are you smashing and setting on fire?
I'm not setting on fire yet. I'm going to talk Sam into setting things on fire once I've got a bundle in there.
I don't think that'll be a hard sell, but okay. So yeah, you smash up, there's like the little, end tables you smash up and throw in the fireplace. And as you're doing this, these shapes are still just kind of moving and the whispering continues, like they're paying you no mind at all.
Sammy, set fire to this. It'll keep us warm and give us
light a
light.
match, like, yeah.
Right there, Johnny on the spot with the match.
Fire!
So you go to set the wood on fire, and it's
working carefully not to hit any ghosts. Yeah.
I'm making like pentagrams out of my herbs.
Hey, Hank.
The salt.
Hank, what if there's one of the ghosts upstairs, and it's doing the upstairs? It's doing the recording thing you were talking about.
How many of these lights are there?
There's a light for 5 out of the 6 shapes walking around.
Oh.
So each one of these 5 shapes out of the 6 has a small light that's floating around with it.
So there's one that doesn't have a light.
Mm-hmm. So it's almost kind of like the light is leading them, if that makes sense. So like they're tethered to the light almost.
Yeah. What's the shape doing that doesn't have a light?
It's almost just kind of standing still. Not so much like in the dead center of them, but just like just past where the TV would have been. It's just kind of standing there stationary, not doing anything.
Edgar kind of tugs on Hank's arm again, and he says, "Hank, there were 5 kids upstairs.
But these are bigger.
Maybe they've been here for a long time. They were skeletons."
You mean... Oh, so these are the grown-ups from upstairs?
Maybe.
Huh? But why would they get bigger?
I don't know how ghosts work. I'm 12.
What if Ghost gets older?
2 ghosts get older?
I've never had to talk to one.
I've never heard of that, and none in any of the stuff I've read. I've never heard of that.
So as you're all having this conversation, the shape that hasn't been moving steps more into the center of the room. He kind of solidifies a little bit. It is a tall man, crazy long hair, unkempt beard, and he's kind of looking around. You can see it on his face that he's just kind of taking the room all in and looks kind of fascinated. But you can tell just by the look on his face that he doesn't know where he is. But he's starting to become, I don't know, more solid, I guess.
So maybe he needs a guide to tell him that he's dead.
Hello? Can you see us?
He stops and he looks towards you. He says, "Hello? Is somebody there?"
Yes, we're here.
We're
I want to poke him with a crystal.
It has no effect. Who's there? Who am I speaking to?
we're ghost hunters.
There's another one. Who's with us here? Who am I speaking to?
Hank. My name is
Hey.
Hank.
Wait, no. Are we using our real names?
Is this Hank Newton?
It is. Yeah. Who are you?
And he pulls away, and as he does, he kind of goes transparent, and you can see like he's excitedly talking to something, but using his hands a lot. And then he comes back, and when he comes back, he becomes more solid again. Who else is with you, Hank? Is anybody with you?
Yes, there are 4 of my friends here. There's Edgar and Hyacinth and Sam and Che.
Oh,
And he
Don't tell me to
goes back again and starts making the excited gestures with his hands again, and you can hear the whispers change. The kids. It's them. We have them. And it's coming from all around you. And he comes back and he saw it again. He says, "Hank, can you tell us who is with you?"
I just told you.
And
he can't
steps
hear because
back.
his ears are ghosts.
And he comes back and he says, "Hank, can you tell us why you're still here?"
I guess we were looking for you.
Looking for who, Hank? Who are you looking for?
We're looking.
Who can we help you find, Hank? Is that
Are you
why
the
you're still
police?
here?
We're looking for whoever killed the kids.
Are you a cop? You have to tell us.
He steps back
That's true. They do
and
have
you
to tell
can
us
hear
that.
the whisper change and says,
Who
"They don't
killed
know
them?
that we got him. They don't know. They think he's still out there." Whispers come all around you. And he comes
We
back.
found pictures of us.
He says, "Hank, we got him. We got him so many years ago, Hank. Are you still looking for him?"
God,
But-
who?
But the photos were recent.
Must have escaped.
Did he get
They're
out?
so confused. And the whisper comes all through your ears. They're so confused. We need to help them. Help them. Help them.
I'm hugging. I'm
Guys?
like pulling everybody in, like hugging them all. I'm like, I'm really confused now.
I've allowed
Jack.
this to happen.
Guys, 5 bodies, 5 of us.
Yeah.
The shape comes back solid
Five
again.
ghosts, and he points to the lights.
Yeah.
Edgar,
5
you're the
ghosts.
ghost.
No, I'm
He
not.
says,
I'm
No, he
bleeding.
hurt his hand.
so
you
many
just-
of us came to this house when you kids went missing, Hank. We got him. We didn't even let the police do what they needed to do to him. We took care of him for you.
I never
You
went
guys
missing.
Move on, Hank. We've brought somebody to help you move on.
What?
And this voice is just echoing through all of your heads.
Like a locksmith for the door?
I don't
Are we the ghosts?
know.
Oh, I'm
Sam's
Edgar.
crying again.
More of those lights come up and they start surrounding him, where you're not seeing the shapes of what's behind him, but just lights. So there's these lights coming around the back of him, and they start kind of pulsing, and lights, flashes from all around you start going off. More static with different voices. Hyacinth, can you hear me? And other voices. Jay, are you there?
I can hear you. Who
Samus.
are you? Why are you talking to me? What's going
Edgar,
on?
all of your names being called through the static. All the while, these flashes are just going off like paparazzi on a red carpet.
I don't understand.
We are here. Who are you? Where are you?
My name is Al. I help people like you, Hank. I help people like you cross into eternal peace. I have to
What are
ask
you
you
talking
something.
about?
Where you are right now, do you see a bright light?
I see several.
I see lots of bright lights and flashes.
So do you see a bright light, Hank?
Yeah.
Do your friends see a bright light?
Yeah?
I'm a spiritual medium, Hank. I'm here to help you all cross into the light.
What are you? What? No, that's what I do.
I'm a medium t-shirt. I don't
We're talking
understand.
to you through technology available to us in the year we currently live in, 2018.
That's
When you
Not-
kids went missing
What?
30 years ago, people have tried to make contact with you ever since. And this is the first time we've been able to do it.
What?
no.
But
No.
More than gaining evidence or proving the existence of life after death, we're here to help you.
Is this a ghost trick? You're all witches? Samus is just crying.
Just tell me this. Was it the government?
No, he worked for the school district.
The
What'd
school
you say,
district
the
is the government.
told you it was the photographer.
Was it?
It was the photographer.
Al, if you want to free us, you've got to burn this place down.
What?
No.
There's
No.
others to help here.
Okay, wait. Okay,
It's
wait.
the only
The
way
only
we'll all
ones.
be free if you destroy the entire thing.
Well, wait.
There's a light, though.
Hang on. Okay. You said you were trying to prove the existence of life after death. And we're dead. That's what you're telling me.
Sadly, yes.
So, how can I prove it? What can I tell you that would help prove it?
We have photos, we have recordings.
I want to help.
You have. Immensely.
I don't want to be dead, though.
I have it on good authority where you're going will be most pleasant. Better
Okay.
than here. You guys
Guys.
have been stuck here for so many years.
Guys, I'm going to grab one of the lights. That's it. It's the only way you guys will know if one of us does it.
Don't. I give him a big hug.
Yeah, try. We can try. Yeah, let's try and catch the lights.
Do any of the lights kind of hover around us specifically? If so, can I go for that one?
With the lights that you're seeing are the apparitions of the people in modern times with their cell phones. So you're seeing like a reverse echo of somebody investigating a haunted house. And the lights you're seeing are the screens from their cell phones. So what they're trying to do...
I'm haunting a phone from here out.
You say that and I'm like, I don't want to die. I try to jump into one of the bodies. So just like stand up where it is and try to like make myself tall. See if I can possess him.
It just kind of goes about what it's doing. You do your best to try to keep in pace with it like a game of some kind, but yeah, it's...
You gotta get us out of here, Al.
This sucks.
We're dead. Then you gotta burn everything down and get us out.
I think we just have to go towards that very obvious shining light.
I didn't even do anything cool.
Yeah.
At least you didn't fall down trying to kick a door.
That's true.
You've been haunting this place for decades. You've been doing plenty cool.
Really?
But it's sad.
I got to haunt? Okay.
People come to this place to see you on a daily basis. That's why we're all here.
So I'm a famous ghost?
Are
In
there
some
t-shirts
respects,
with
yes.
my face on it?
Don't forget us, okay?
Did I
No, there will be no way of that happening. None.
Did I get put on a milk carton?
I couldn't
Yeah,
remember
we're
that
in
far
milk
back.
cartons?
I'm sure you were.
Oh, that's
The
cool.
cardboard kind that gets soggy at the end when you open it, you know.
Oh, man.
Well, I'm glad my mom had so many other kids. She wasn't alone.
If it's all the same, I'm just going to stay here.
Yeah, can we just stay here?
We can't force you to do anything. We were just trying to help you understand what happened to you so you could maybe move on. And so that you could know that we got who did this to you.
Well, that's good.
Well, open the door and let us out of this house so we can explore like the kids we are.
The government. We can explore the government.
We can explore forever, guys.
All those secret labs.
Yep.
Can you open the door for us? See
The
if it
doors have been kicked in this place for decades. There's no doors. The windows are all broken out.
You
I have
can't
an idea.
open them.
Right,
What
I'm
if-
going to the door and I'm going to try and go through it, even if it looks closed.
You stop dead in your tracks at the door, Jim. Like something's keeping you from leaving.
If we're tied to the house and somebody takes a piece of the house away, maybe we can go with that piece of the house.
Possibly. We've never really tried that, but
Well, maybe it would
it
have to
seems
be.
like it's the property more than the house.
Yeah.
So how do we get out of here? How do we? Now that I know that we're not supposed to be here, I want to go.
Look for the light. Now that you know it's there, you'll be able to see it. Look for the light and go into it.
I don't have my
Friend,
brother.
the light.
Hank, are
Come
you
My
just going?
brother.
Let's find this light.
Hank, are you just going? You're just going to leave?
No, you come all over. Let's grab my hand. Everybody grab somebody else's hand, and we all go together.
I'm already like clinging to everybody.
All right.
I'm taking out my ghostly tinfoil so I can bash anything.
It's like, well, okay.
All right.
Everyone else is going.
I guess so.
I don't really want to, but I want to. I kind of.
Well, I don't want to stay here.
I don't want to
Yeah,
stay
this house
here.
sucks.
It does suck.
I want to be a ghost.
I just don't want to be stuck in this house.
Maybe we can talk to who's in charge and become ghosts, like free ghosts.
Yeah.
There's something
Freelance
to-
More or
ghosts.
less, more or less, you guys have been haunting this and reliving this same kind of over and over. It's a death echo, is basically what you've been living for the last
We've
30
been here for 30 years.
for 30 years.
Once these guys
so
go,
old.
we're probably going to start all over again. We'll forget
That's
what happened.
that's why they want you to go into the light, so you can move on.
Yeah.
Let's
I
do
don't
this,
want to be
guys.
stuck here anymore.
Take my hands.
Fine.
I'm with Hank. Let's do this. Eddie,
Fine. I'm in. You got me in
Hold
the
Eddie's
house to begin
not
with.
injured hand.
Yeah.
Are you guys all going to the light?
Yeah.
I assume.
Yeah, you've all found your peace now. You're at peace.
I think my last thing is like, if this is a ghost witch trick, I'm gonna be so mad.
I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Yeah,
That was fun.
I was not expecting that ending at all.
The crit
That
fail,
was
man. I tried to
su-
do it without seeming so railroady, but
No, that was good.
it was difficult.
That was
So,
superb. That twist, that was just perfect. That was
Yeah, no,
really,
I hope
really
you
well
guys
done.
That was awesome. I did not expect the twist at all.
Yeah,
was
you
cool.
bastard.
That was cool.
Fling me off
Superb.
before I get a chance to die.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so that was our first of 4 streams today. We've already blown the goal out of the water. We're almost at $400 for this charity stream. We still have 3 more to go. Up next, I believe, if my schedule is correct, we have Monster of the Week, followed by Call of Cthulhu, followed by Horror D&D 5e. So that should be awesome. Katie is going to be running some Monster of the Week up next, and yeah, that should be freaking dope. So let's go around, get your thoughts on this one shot, and where can we find you on the internet? And let's start with Maddie. Maddie, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of today?
Hello, I am Mad Fishmonger, and you can find me online at Mad Fishmonger. And this, I really like this system. I think it's really interesting. I was a little confused to kind of looking over the sheets initially, and then, but as soon as we started playing, it all made sense. And so yeah, definitely. And I'm always fond of rules light systems. Those are my favorite. Rules light and narrative, that's totally my thing. Yeah. And it like always happens, I make a character for a one shot, I get super attached to them, and then she's dead, so but she actually got to achieve a pretty important goal in her life. She wanted to grow up to be a parapsychologist and prove the existence of the afterlife, and she kind of did, in a way, not the way she wanted to, but she did it, so win.
Yeah, right. Before we move on to the next person, 400, thank you for that donation. That puts us just over 400. We're now at 410 cents. That being said, let's jump over to Ozzy. Ozzy, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think about today?
Yeah, I'm Ozzy. I'm Carl on the social media, and that was fantastic. I absolutely loved and enjoyed this. And Kels, if this was your second time jamming anything, your games are going to be amazing. So that was absolutely brilliant. Now, there was a good pace as well, which is hard to judge if you don't have a restricted time frame. And it was just brilliant. I really, really enjoyed this. This was fantastic. So yeah, you can find me on Twitter. I do stuff like this on a semi-regular basis, like tomorrow actually at 6 p.m. UK time, so that would be 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be on the Salt and Sassy channel for another Extra Life charity stream, and we'll be playing 10th level D&D characters, and I think Fish is in that one as well.
Yeah, if you guys haven't gotten enough of the 12-hour charity stream today, Salt and Sassy is doing one tomorrow. I don't know the exact times, but they are also a member of the unMadeGaming team, so all of their money is going towards the entire team goal of $10,000. So you get double the chance at raising money for kids.
And then on
awesome.
next Saturday, we'll Mad and Silent and I are going to be on Capricorn Cross's channel for the finale of our Discworld Chronicles. And that's going to be 8 p.m. UK time, so 3 p.m. Eastern.
Sweet. All right, cool. Let's jump over to Silent, since you were just brought up here. Silent, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what do you think about today?
Hello. Yes, I'm Silent Adult, and I can be found everywhere, especially Twitter, where I try to be funny, as I said before. Occasionally it comes across, sometimes it doesn't. As Ozzy has said, next week I'll be on doing this Discworld game. Tomorrow I'll be on the 9 p.m. Salt and Sassy game, which is going to be 10 Candles, which again is a new game that I've never played, so excitement. But hey, this has been great. Didn't feel railroady at all, Celts. It felt purely explorational. So you mentioned that. I just wanted to reassure you, I didn't feel any railroad in there whatsoever, other than us having to be in the house, obviously. But
Thank you.
That's kind of a given. But thanks for playing it, man. It was a blast, and
Hell yeah.
thanks for inviting me, Mike.
Hell yeah. Of course. Yeah, no, this was super fun. And let's jump over to, I know I messed it up before. Is it a Dazer?
That's a way.
I'm going to
yeah,
win it.
it's-
I'll get it
yeah,
one day.
it's super-
Who are you?
But I
Where
made
can
it
we
up
find
in
you?
10th grade, and it rhymed with laser, so...
Perfect. I'll remember
Laser,
that. Dazer and Laser. Got it. So who are you? Where can we find you? And what did you think about today's one-shot?
You can find me at Twitter at Daser, ADASER, twitch.tv/Panda. I do illustrations, game design. I wrote a little thing called Meaty Bones High Improv, quick start, genre slottable, lots of keywords there. And I thought this was super fun. I don't normally go for the spookums, and I was worried because I don't spook easily, but I have read a lot of horror stories growing up. And I was excited to see what fears you had. So, question, who was in the black dark room that was like the isolation chamber? Which one of us?
One of you had
What's that?
what I tried to do when I asked you guys to give me a fear was I tried to tie your IRL death to your fear.
Mhm.
So in a sense that your conscious fear playing the game was what helped have you meet your demise.
Okay.
So whoever told me, I didn't go specifically and
I
assign a
had
room. Somebody told me
silence and
that they
being
were
alone.
afraid of silence and being alone.
Yeah, I did wonder if that was my special.
Was that you?
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
the top bunk.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of heights.
Oh no.
Yeah, I tried to kind of tie in as best I could without. It's hard to do something like that and not just totally give it away too. So
Yeah.
I really, that was you.
Yeah.
No, that was awesome.
Cool.
Secluded room,
Thanks.
isolation room.
Yeah,
And
you
nice
mentioned,
drop in
like-
with Rick and Morty there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was I forgot these games play that way. So when we're going, I was already super nervous as it was. This like I said, this was only my second game I've ever overseen. My first time ever doing it online. So I was already super nervous, and I was like, "Oh, hey, Rick and Morty." I was like, "What?
Yeah.
What are you doing to me?" So,
Dude, you nailed
my
it.
apologies to chat if
No,
that
you
seemed
nailed it.
super cheesy.
Yeah. When
but
they
yeah.
left, I was like,
But yeah.
No, that was super awesome. I also had a blast. Last but not least, we'll go over to you, Sean. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of this one shot?
I had a blast running this. I was really nervous that it was going to upset people. As you guys know, I checked in frequently to make sure you guys were okay. But I've been dying to play this since it came out, and I just don't have anyone IRL to play these games with. So I knew that if I was going to have to play this, I was going to have to offer to run it. I had a blast doing it. I had a blast coming up with it. I can't take credit for the whole concept because the deluxe edition comes with some modules in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a module that was basically the others. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that.
Yeah.
So it was the reversed haunting story, which I've just always have loved. My wife and I do paranormal investigation, like as a hobby from time to time. We go with a team locally.
Dude, that's awesome.
And so I've always wondered like how we come off to energies that we encounter doing that. And so this module really spoke to me. It was called Torn Echoes, I think, and it's on the deluxe edition. And I just kind of modified it. The game is written is supposed to be one of the players is in on the ruse and is playing as a medium the whole time, and it gets flipped. But I thought it would be funner if I flipped it on all of you guys.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
But yeah, I had a great time. You can find me on Twitter at the Celts. I do miniatures painting. I lurk in all of your guys' streams, like I said before. I don't really have anything else to really plug except my shirt here is another great cause. If anybody wants to check out, it's at mi_ALDND. So like AI_Adventure League D&D. mi_ALDND.
You can put that right in chat if you want.
And then also at jaspersgameday.com. So they do a lot of like suicide prevention and suicide awareness stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the individuals that run this are amazing. Like they're super impressive. And I wanted to give them a shout out because I don't really have anything to shout out on my own.
Hey, that works, man. That works.
You guys go check them out. I'll drop it in chat so people can see. But I hope everybody had a great time.
Absolutely.
I think resoundingly yes.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm
Totally
all,
did, and I would never have pegged you as a rookie DM.
Yeah, no,
Really?
you did super well. And this your second game ever and your first game online. No, you nailed it, dude.
Awesome. Cool.
And yeah,
That's super cool to hear, you guys. Thank you.
guys, go check out those links. Yeah, this is a game of nerds playing collaboratively, and this is a community of nerds helping collaboratively. So if we can help other charities too, that's awesome. And if you guys want to jump on the Kids on Bike bandwagon, Kids on Bikes rather, it's currently on sale on the PDF on Drive-Thru RPG for like I think $10. Link in chat, guys. If you want that, go jump all over that. Super great PDF. I love the artwork on it, and it's a very simple system to learn. So definitely go check that out. With that being said, we're going to take a short break, reset for our next stream, which is Monster of the Week, where Katie's definitely not going to make anyone cry. And we're going to have a blast doing so for that. So for all of us, you guys, thank you so much for those donations. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.